be back at 2 o'clock, and of course with the
We'll be throwing a little bit of shade on the Biryani, but
why is he throwing shade on the Obi, man? I was about to say what a treat it was that you had Obi coming on, filling in for Sharif, and then he's throwing shade on a delicious lunch. So,
I want to talk to the Chilean. I want to talk to Fabian before we go over here.
Obi.
So, what if out of all the lunches that, not of all of them, but like what would you favor? Like what?
Hamburger.
Hamburger all the time.
Hamburger every day.
Really?
I feel like we basically never get hamburgers.
I know, but I could eat it every day.
Yeah,
no
hamburger
problem.
is favorite.
The new caterer doesn't do it, I don't think.
What about the new? What about lately? Like, has there been a meal that you've liked? You like the salmon? What do you?
The salmon's not bad.
Salmon's not bad. Okay.
I don't enjoy the jerk chicken too much.
Yeah, some of the pieces of chicken are definitely questionable.
Sorry.
You don't even enjoy the jerk chicken?
It's just too much, man.
I'm turning my back
I need some
on
like
baby.
cream or something, some yogurt or something to like diffuse it a bit.
Oh, it's too hot for you?
Yeah.
The jerk chicken?
Only the jerk chicken. Everything else is fine.
It's not that hot.
I mean, I can eat it.
Wow.
I don't enjoy it though.
Man.
Okay.
That's the only issue.
All right. Thanks,
Burgers
baby.
all the way.
Yeah, me too, man. A burger. I could have a burger every single day. Like that's the one go-to in our house. Like it's like.
Yeah, because you fight with the group.
Yeah, the wife is like, "What should I get for dinner?" I'm like, "Grab a pound of ground beef, whatever." We'll make them ourselves. We'll always make the burgers ourselves, of course. I don't. Now that we only make them ourselves, that process.
It's so much better.
Yeah, you get all the food groups in one, right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you
get your vegetables with the pickle.
The other thing you can do is you can work in vegetables into the ground beef if you want to trick the kids, which always helps. We do that with burgers. We do that with tacos.
Yeah. Our kids are actually pretty good at eating some kind of vegetables. Not
it's hit or miss, and it's like
it's too.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say because Obi has this great burger joint that we keep saying we're going to get and we never get. So
true.
I'm going to stop and fail. Put my face on. Boom, right there. Because we should get that. But Randy's not here today. So, all right, let's, we'll figure that all out. All right, look.
Well, it's past 11.
We're doing this on purpose. Now you owe us 3.5 minutes, so that's great. So we'll be back at 2:03. So see you guys then. Thank you so much. Now $3. We're back. We're Greensville. It's been a good day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Over to the Midday Show. Ciao.
Can't steal Sharif's thing. What is going on?
What's up?
My fellow traders, love seeing it. Man, a lot of lunch talk making me hungry. Obi, I don't know about you. You're not.
I have something to say about that biryani, but
Ooh, yeah, he doesn't like.
Let's get it started. Let's see who's coming in.
Let's get this. Yeah, let's get this started, guys. Not only do I want you to say yo, 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 yo. We're changing it up today. I want to see those red and those greens. How are you guys doing on the session? Toss those red and greens up. Obi, put your red and green up there. We don't want those waves. We don't want those yo-yo-yos. We want to see a red apple, green apple, anything red or green. Get that in the chat, guys. We want to see how everyone's Friday is going. You know that we're having an absolute blast here as we usually do, red or green. I was cheering on Katina Man. I was red earlier on in the day, and then sure enough, Katina Man was killing it. And I'm like, let's go, because it doesn't even matter. So, guys, toss up those red and those greens, and then we're going to get that roll call going. Ralph says he's green. Mike the Rider in the house. What's going on? Adam S. I'm seeing the green apples from 69 Judge Shack. All right, we like seeing that. Spark Shop. Jay Lee, my guy, he's green. There's no Sharif today, so you can't tag him. Yannick Zion Lala, and Yannick 2NY, my fellow friend. Let's get those red and greens in there. A whole lot of green, the opposite of that Playboy Cardi album, Obi. A whole lot of red, but we like seeing a whole lot of green in the chat from Jeremy, Crypto. Who else do we got here? Robert, Tamata, Chris, my guy. What's up, everyone? Fantastic stuff. And now it's just going too fast, but we are killing it on the greens today, and that's exactly what I want to see. Red or green. You guys know I finished the day red yesterday, so we're not ashamed about anything. We're green, we're red, and I know, but it's like, so I like what Katina Man was saying. Obi, I'm going to send it to you in a second.
Yes.
I like what Katina Man was saying. We celebrate when we have solid days and we put on good trades, and we tell you when we have bad trades, but don't get frustrated when we celebrate, because if you were to score a goal or you were to get a touchdown or hit a home run, whatever it may be, you're going to celebrate. And that is exactly what we do here. We have an absolute blast. We traded some QUBT, some NVDL, and it's Friday. I'm having a good time. I got dog training later this evening. I would like to party because it's a nice day out, but you can't have it all, can you, Obi?
What time you have the dog training?
6.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and don't forget, your boy's got to squeeze a What's that? Oh, yeah. And don't forget, your boys got to squeeze a workout in as well, too. In
true,
between.
yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Okay, busy Friday for
Friday,
Joe over
yeah.
here.
Busy
What's
Friday.
going on, everybody? Welcome to the midday show. Before we start, I might be a little bit inclined to have a word on that biryani. Vegetable biryani is blasphemous, to say the least.
Ooh.
I would say. I think Ramin would definitely agree with me. I know she's from Hyderabad as well. If you guys know, Hyderabadi biryani may or may not be slightly famous for being where it might actually come from.
What is biryani?
But
let's take a couple steps
what
back
is
here.
biryani?
Yeah, what is this?
So lamb biryani is the way it's supposed to be done. Chicken is not bad. Chicken biryani is made very often.
what
But
is
lamb
biryani?
biryani?
What is biryani?
It's like basmati rice with some
okay,
chicken or lamb, or it's like a meat, and
like
it's
some
cooked in a
rice and
specific way.
Yeah.
It's cooked in a specific way. You bake the rice after.
Okay.
It's absolutely delicious, made in the right way. And yeah, you don't have biryani with aloo gobi. What is that? Please excuse me. What? There are two staples that you have to have biryani with. There are two staples you have to have biryani with. Otherwise, it's not biryani. One is this yogurt, it's called raita. It's like this yogurt sauce type of thing. And the other thing is called it's made of green peppers.
Oh, go test.
Right? So you have to have that gravy plus the yogurt plus the biryani. Then and only then are you actually eating biryani. Everything else is absolutely blasphemous. I had to put that out there. I'm very passionate about this. But you know what else I'm passionate about? Are the markets, and absolutely beautiful moves in the markets today. And cooking up a little better than biryani is that Nvidia and Google moves today, and some other volatility as well. So let me know in the chat what you guys have been trading. I'll show you what I've been trading. Okay. I got that Nvidia right here.
See it.
So Nvidia, I caught a bit of the long there on the initial test of that 135.
Zoom in on.
Here, let me. I can make it a little bit bigger here. So 135 bounce. I was not there on that second bounce here. I was not there on the breakdown. I was moving to this desk over here, and I was like, oh boy.
Oh no.
I looked over at Fabian. I was like, I move desks at the worst time sometimes, missing out on some of the best trades. That double bottom on 135, absolutely clean, showing you a great reason to buy when it was there. But when that gets violated on the back through 135, I don't know. There may or may not be some stops below that level. Therefore, that is a trade in my head, in my opinion. But that 135 breakdown, absolutely beautiful there.
Close to the same entry there.
Yeah. So I think Joe had a piece of that entry as well on NVDL. So yeah, good stuff there. That move was absolutely clean, but I missed it. You know what? That's okay. The question is, where is the next trade? I have no idea. Something else I did trade as well in the morning was Google. Let's take a quick look at Google and see what that's up to. Oh boy. So here's the thing, man. I had the short. I had the 169 short. Nice. And then VWAP add. Nice. I had the long off of the false break of low a day, which I did not hold for the VWAP retest. But the thing is, the short is still on. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. This is a 3-minute chart. The short is still on. My initial positioning still stands because we're continuing to make lower lows and lower highs, and the market's breaking down, and you get this breakdown. So it's like, all right, I have the short. I got to continue that idea until it stops paying me. Over and over again, there have been strong reasons to sell on Google today since the open. And this was 933. I had my first short at 933. It was moving distinctly different than the rest of the market. And I was like, Google, where are you running? Why are you running? Regardless, take a bit of a tape turn on that, and happens to work out. It happens to follow through. So that's my blotter on the day today. Nothing else too crazy as of right now, but I am looking for the next trade. So you guys let me know what you guys are also looking at. And with that, what's going on with you? I know you had a banger trade on QBT.
The thing is, though, my friend, we can always have more size. You know what I mean? I did get a little aggressive, but I was like, I was supposed to add some more right here, but I just didn't pull the trigger. I mean, you can see that. I started here, got stopped out. We held VWAP relatively well. I'm like, okay, we got this liquidity grab. So, I mean, I enter the same size here. I then double it up. I then triple it up, and then I add another 5 or 10% right there. So, and then we get this nice breakout here on QUBT. Let's go, my guy Gaurav. Oh, but then I missed the reload as well too. We can see it easier on the 5-minute time frame, guys. Again, need to take advantage of this. Excuse me, sorry. Why? Because look at this signal here on that pullback. That is a beautiful indecision that closes as almost the most perfect doji that you can ask for on a pullback, and then you can continue. What you want to do is you want to also correlate that. What happened? What happened there? You did?
No, I pretended to trip on a wire.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you were going to bring the lunch over here.
It's just not unwrapped.
Oh, it's not unwrapped yet. All right, looks great there. All right, we gotta see. So anyways, guys, yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful signal right here. We unfortunately didn't add on that, but again, we'll document this, try to get a little bit better each time. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun with QUBT. Obi, this is what happens.
It's just a side.
It's just another side. We're still going on, but we're going. Forget it. This lunch,
weird side
this lunch conversation is serious right now, folks. We gotta get it straight.
It makes no sense.
Ramin, you all right? You need water? All right. All right. I mean, guys. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. So it's a Canadian holiday, I believe, this Monday. We love you, Mike, the writer. But I mean, here we are, guys. We put on this trade. We're happy with that. We're still waiting for that. There goes Bitcoin once again, breaking out, man. Oh, we got to wait for a pullback on Bitcoin, but this is what we've cooked up here. Essentially almost caught the top on QUBT. But this is what I was about to say here, Obi. This is what happens when your company makes $30,000, right? $30,000 a year. This is exactly how your stock price is reflected right here. Wow. A continuous up. Yeah, crazy. Nice. I didn't know if I was reading the right thing or not. When it's like, I think the estimates were, our previous year was like 27,000, and then this year was like 39,000 or something like that. And I'm like, are you sure it's not like times 1,000 or times something? No, it's actually 30 smackers. That's exactly what.
Best believe people got in short just based off of that fundamental aspect of the ticker there, and I think the price action speaks for itself. Its shorts are clearly getting slapped. Right? And sure, there are short opportunities on QUBT for sure, but if you look left, you look back at the price action that it has had over the past year or two since we've been getting that quantum bid. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of. I would say the chart kind of speaks for itself. It's a bit of a repeat offender for now, and we've already had a strong pump in it. It probably already has a decent amount of bags and volume and shorts and whatnot, so it might be a little crowded, but yeah, beautiful move today for those of you who are involved in the quantum sector move. Another one I was looking at, Joe, was ARQQ, which is the quantum ETF right here, quantum. Is it the quantum ETF or it might be the other one? ARQQ, but this one was going crazy here. ARKit Quantum, so might be a little, I guess. Flying under the radar is what I'm trying to say. Not really doing as much volume as QUBT or QBTS. You can see it's only done about 500K volume, but the sympathy is definitely there on ARQQ as well. So I was watching it in my quantum basket. IONQ is the next one I want to watch as well. So IONQ, I remember when these names were running, we were talking about how IONQ was one of the sector leaders at the time, but you can see how distinctly different it is right now. Sideways chop, pretty much orbit around VWAP, about to coming into low days right here is IONQ, and you can see QUBT distinctly different. VWAP hold, trending up, that structure is stepping up. You can see that higher highs and higher lows are stepping on top of each other on both QUBT and QBTS. So both these tickers a little distinct within their sector themselves as well. You can see right here, not as clean of a structure step up on this one. This one has, QBTS has gotten more of a consistent consistent bid from about 9:45 to about 10:30, but you can see kind of a similar story there, trending to the upside as well. But here's the thing, guys. I'm looking for the next trade. That 133 stall right here on Nvidia was absolutely beautiful. It's giving us that reversion to VWAP, and that 135, a little bit of a key level in the morning session, coming right back in here on Nvidia. So I got eyes on Nvidia at that 135. You can see the market also a very strong flush down and then wipe right back up. So a beautiful shake and bake with that strong sell-off and getting reverted right back up. Almost 100% reversion on the NASDAQ, but the ES pretty much did that 100% reversion of that prior 15-minute candle. So that's absolutely wild there. But yeah, I got nothing else on watch right now. I'm looking for the next reversion, but I have missed quite a few reversions as well. So I have no idea what else you guys are looking at. You guys are talking about GME and AMC. Okay, all right. We can take a quick look at those. GME, AMC. Oh boy. All right. So a little bit of volume coming in here as of right now. Let's see. Is there any fresh news? Let's see here. I'm not really seeing anything too crazy as of right now. Maybe AMC is the one. AMC. Oh wow. So low volume run up here. It seems like on AMC, 4.5 million shares traded on the day with an average volume just above 8 million, and I think that's a 30-day volume. Average 30-day volume is 8 million, so we've done about half, and we are getting a little bit of a push to the upside. No idea what the news on this one is just yet. But let's see. Okay, so I got some stuff on Nvidia here saying that Nvidia says it's not sending any modified GPUs designs to China. Okay, interesting. Not really seeing any crazy reaction on Nvidia.
Oh, is that what the news you just heard, that NVDA is not selling the modified?
That was 8 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's anything.
Yeah, Adair is in the chat too, guys. So say, Adair, feel better. We miss you there on the desk. There's no questions about that. But just to get into what you're referring to here on just the quantum space, Obi, is that I was just playing this kind of this bull flag wedge, and then once we sat on top of the backside of the trend, that just gave me the ability to hold on to the position that much longer, holding VWAP relatively well. You've seen that we had a good support system in place, so the defense was there, and then immediately, as soon as we stepped on the backside of that trend, I know that's when I'm supposed to add. I didn't, but it's all right. We'll live and learn, and we'll just start pushing more size. There's no doubt about that. But we can't complain too much. We just want to get bigger via shares, guys. So yeah, that's the thought there on QUBT, and that's it. I know Josh Barr in the chat was saying breakout here on Tesla. I do like this potentially. One thing to note is that we got to crack this downtrend first. And as soon as we sit on the backside of it, then maybe we have an opportunity to get involved. So I'm just going to use this as that downtrend. As you can see, we are currently on the backside of it, but if we breach it, then I'll just have to readjust it. I do like Tesla. The thing is, though, the past couple of days, we've seen these big breakouts, right? So this was on Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. This was yesterday. And so 2 back-to-back breakouts. And then even, okay, so Tuesday. So the whole week, this name, look at this move here on Tesla. Oh, yeah, we caught that there as well, too, Obi. This one on Tesla on Tuesday. Same thing, though, here, guys. Like, look at this on Tesla. You can see just forming that wedge, waiting for things to go onto the backside of that trend. And the exact same scenario happening here in QUBT. So just sticking to our guns and things that we know and just keeping it super simple. I'm the most, I talk a lot about options, blah, 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 but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that complex. I'm not a complex individual, and I like to keep things as simple as possible, right? You can make trading as difficult and as complex as you'd like, and you can also make it as simplistic as well, too. So for me, I'm a simple guy. I want to keep things nice and easy, collect the same data points day after day, and just try to roll with that. So, I'm waiting for, I do like Tesla. I'm going to wait here because I don't know if we're going to if we get any bids to start stepping up here on Tesla, but I do like that we're sitting on the backside of this trend, and for this thing to go for another big time breakout, that's going to be 4 massive breakouts in a span of 5 trading sessions. So I don't.
What's up?
You could, are you tapped into Yoon?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. You have the option to like and subscribe. This trade has unlimited upside. Bang. That's it. Just, yeah, guys, we don't honestly ask for too much here other than you guys participate in the chat and hit that like and subscribe. So if you could do us a solid and hit that like and subscribe, especially on this beautiful Friday. I don't know where you guys are all located, but all my fellow Southern Ontarians, it's going to be a beautiful day out, right around the realm, right around my kind of temperature that I like, Obi. I'm a heat guy. I see that.
What's your ideal temperature?
My ideal that I can live in a day-to-day, like I could just be the happiest individual on the planet. 27 and a half.
27 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a time where I lived in the Caribbean for a bit. Every single day, rain or shine, sure, the humidity levels would fluctuate. 29 or 30 degrees.
Yeah, I love
every single day.
I gotta
rain or shine. Absolutely beautiful. This is a beautiful thing about living near the equator is that the weather is so stable in terms of temperature. Sure, you can have rain, you can have shine, you can have dry, you can have humid. The weather will fluctuate on that, but in terms of the temperature itself, pretty solid. So I really like that. I think high 20s. Absolutely solid in Celsius is what.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I gotta. Yeah.
I don't know what.
That's 80. That's 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit right there. So there we go. We 80, like 80s. We like 80s.
Cool.
There. So that's what I like. I like a nice 80. And for me, guys, just me personally, it's like I'm out working out, get that sweat on, burn some more calories. But then when you sit in the shade, it's just the most perfect temperature, and I'm just at complete relaxation. When I was in Jamaica. It's warm out there. We go out, we play some volleyball, and then I just go sit under a palm tree, and it's just the shade hits you, and I'm just like, your boy's at peace. But yeah, I'm in some Tesla right now, Obi. I'm starting really small here, guys. We didn't get that volume to step in kind of like how I wanted, so it might have been just a complete fake out here on Tesla because we got a nice pop. Let me pull it up. I want TSLA. So let me display what we got going on here. So I decided to get in right around here as we continued on this pop. But one thing I didn't keep an eye out for is that volume, and you can see that we're starting to pull back here. If we crack this, then I'll just hop out of that trade. No worries about that. I'm not going to hold on to something. And I just mentioned previously that 4 out of the 5 day trading sessions this week, it's broken out large. So, I mean, anything can happen on this Friday. So just be prepared to do so. If we do get another breakout here, then I'm going to be positioned relatively well, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, that's all I got going on right now. I mean, I know Obi's had some good trades this morning. I had a good trade on QUBT. So it is Friday. We want to go into the weekend feeling good. So we're going to be snipers today.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to kind of really snipe some entries there. But the thing is, I like my snipes in the morning and around I'd say middle of the day to even going into relatively close to the end of the day. More of more kind of like massaging into the position. Take a couple shots, maybe not the snipe, maybe a couple gratatas at quick double tap. At a location or at some price there, maybe in and around VWAP as well. And yeah, that's what I'm looking to do here on Nvidia as we kind of consolidate underneath that 135. So just a cheeky little push into that. Let's see if it holds. No idea if it's going to. Again, we saw the market do a hard shake and bake right there, but we're catching a little bit of consolidation right here at that just underneath that 21,400. So I'm looking for that slowdown to kind of follow through. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine as well. Again, the fact that we're underneath VWAP, I guess it does help me out a little bit here. I'm just looking for that continuation as well. And the aggressive bid that we got from that strong flush has started to dissipate a little bit. So let's see if we can get some follow through of sellers that have already shown themselves in this market since the open. So that's all I'm really looking for right here. No idea whether or not this Nvidia is going to follow through. But some of the other names I had on watch today were a few earnings names. So earnings names, let's see how those are doing and what those are up to here. Let me just pull up, where is my Notion? My Notion is on a different window. Okay, so right here. The earnings names I had on watch for today were just about 4 of them right there. Let me know in the chat if I'm missing any earnings names, and I'm more than welcome, I'm more than ready to take a look at them because I want to know all the things that have moved today that were in play. So AMAT was the first one, AMAT. That thing was pretty aggressive right before the open, so I kind of left that one alone. But yeah, a little bit of a follow through. So a gap down, nice little push, and a failure to follow through of that bid gives us more of that continuation of the reaction that we got off of earnings. So that was good if you had the turn on that. But again, even if you didn't have it right off of the open, look at this hold of VWAP right there at that 166. Kind of VWAP holds as resistance. You hold underneath some of these pre-market range lows as well, and then you get that continuation of selling on AMAT. So I guess that one worked out pretty well. Kava was another one that I had on watch. This one gapped down last night, so I did watch it. I did have it on the list last night in terms of tickers to watch off of the open. But take a look at what it did off of in the pre-market session. We pretty much reclaimed this earnings reference high there, that reaction reference high, and we were kind of chopping in and around here. So I kind of took my eyes off of it. But look at this absolutely beautiful 100 failure to follow through, and pretty much a level hold of the earnings reaction reference high as well, almost to the penny there on Kava Group, and you can see that seller step right back in. So more of the same from the reaction that we got off of earnings, kind of just recovering back down, retracing that pretty much that whole move on Kava. DOCS was another main one that I had on watch. This one did not do what I was looking for. I was looking for that continuation, similar kind of story that we saw on both Kava and AMAT, but this one did not do anything close to that. Kind of holding and chopping around VWAP, pretty much sideways consolidation, trading within the opening range, so I don't really want to touch that one as of right now, but I do have eyes on that one. But those were the earnings names that I was watching. CoreWeave saying Mike DeRider. Let's take a quick look at CoreWeave, CRWV, I think that's the one, CoreWeave. Wow, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So earnings day 2 today on CoreWeave. Look at that opening drive. Very, very strong, printing fresh highs as well. One of, I guess, missed on my list for sure, but earnings day 2, not necessarily a day 1. But we're seeing that some of these day 2s, as of recent, have been giving us some pretty decent opportunities.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whether you're taking reference prices from day 1, just day 1 range prices to kind of give you some direction, what have you. I think that those opportunities have been presenting themselves very, very well as of recent, especially this earnings season, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree with you on that front, Obi. And I was watching some stuff on CoreWeave as well yesterday too, and the CEO just claiming that they got some new hyperscalers as some new clients. So that's a positive sign for these guys. So yeah, I like this CoreWeave play. Brando and I touched on it briefly this morning as well too. I think it's just the start of it as well. That's what he was referring to me, and I said I agree. So yeah, looking really good here is CoreWeave and some of these other big names. I mean, I've talked about it a lot, guys, and I'm going to continue to talk about it for the foreseeable future. But I absolutely love this NVDA. I think it was okay. So NVDA, AMD, and Amazon Web Services received some big deals from the Gulf countries over there. So I'm really excited about that. I want to get involved in some more Amazon as well too. So I've been looking at the technicals on that. What I'm seeing is positive, and if it's starting to fill the gap, that's even better for me, to be honest. Because like if I'm buying contracts of this name, I got to be more precise on my entries. And good, a nice little move down here. If we can break this support level, I'm loving it. Maybe you can start grabbing it, but in the 200s. But I'm looking for the breach into this gap to the downside, and then a continuation of that move to the top side here, because it is still down roughly 20% off of those all-time highs. Obi, we'll get an exact number. So a little bit less than what I was referring to, 15% from that all-time high. And with these massive gap ups that we've been seeing, I'm just waiting for it to get partially filled or even completely filled, and I'm going to start grabbing some contracts long of this name, and they're most definitely going to be leaps. I want to hold on to it for an extended period of time, and I don't want to worry about theta as well. So I was referring to some stuff on NVDA yesterday. just buying some so currently they would be in the money, but you can put orders in for contracts that will eventually trade out the money. And the reason why I do that is because if I'm buying contracts that are only extrinsically valuable, so are only time value, and they don't have any intrinsic value, so they're not worth anything, right? Because traders won't exercise their contracts at a lower price. It just allows those contracts to appreciate more because you get the acceleration of gamma and the acceleration of delta into that at the money target. And then once that happens, then that's when you get that full amount of delta. But you get the accumulation part, the aspect of the this as it slowly starts to accelerate, and that's where you can really start to benefit. So that's why I'll always buy something slightly out the money or at the money there. And I don't know if I don't want to sound too complex, but that's just like my thinking behind everything. But let's go. We got Tesla going up. It's looking like it wants to break out here, Obi. We just need that volume to be sustained, and then maybe we can head towards that high day. I'm not that heavy whatsoever, just full disclosure, because we traded nicely on QBTS. So when I have a profitable day, I just say, okay, I want to lock in the majority of this game. I don't want to LFT. I want to just risk a certain amount of my realized profit. And that's exactly what I did here. So I'm not risking too much here on Tesla. I like the strength here on the time of sales, bang, and then we get a big move up right there, Obi. So it's looking really nice there, guys. So yeah, that's it. We're in this Tesla. I know Josh Barr in the chat said that he was looking at Tesla breakout. I said, man, that's crazy. Could we go 4 for 5 on breakout days? Because that's what's happened here.
Yeah, I think the aggression that Tesla has had it has been absolutely wild. A little bit of a stair step back up, maybe a little bit of a squeeze happening as well. But yeah, retracing some of its prior levels on Tesla. That 350 this morning was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you caught that, but a false break of the 350 gives you some beautiful selling right back down into some prior levels there. I think we only got to like 351. I think 351 and some change on Tesla there. So yeah, 351.63 is the day high. We're coming kind of right back in, maybe attempting to push some of these levels as of right now as we pull back in. 349's on the horizon right now, only about a half a point away, or half a dollar away from that on Tesla. I'm curious to know what we do in and around that 350. Do we still hold this day high today, or are we going to chop around? You can see technically we're still trading within that first 15-minute opening range on Tesla. We tried to break a little bit lower, but that didn't really come in. Even with that strong market flush, you can see that we didn't really get too far. We stayed relatively well within that end of day range from yesterday on Tesla, and we're catching a little bit of a bid back up to the highs right there. So there goes my Nvidia right there, getting stopped out as we push right back up. You can see the market screaming to the upside right there. So we consolidated in and around that 21.4, and now we're catching a little bit of a bid back up to the upside as of right now. So yeah, where's the next trade? That's what I'm looking for. Maybe VWAP will show us some sellers.
Sharif and I were bringing this up the other day. You seen the level respected out, and I bring it up every single day. Obi's referring to 350 on Tesla. Well, look where it keeps running into overhead resistance. Why? Look at the amount of supply right here at that 350 strike here, Obi. So 36,000 currently open contracts right now. And that's relatively large compared to all the other strike prices on this week's expiration cycle. So, I mean, that is the highest one. Are we entering that max pain territory here? I think so. Even though it's relatively close to what we're trading at, essentially almost at the money, give or take a point or anything along those lines. But look for this level to be respected. And this is what I'm referring to. It doesn't mean that it's going to bounce off it immediately or anything along those lines, but just watch how price reacts around these specific levels. When I talk about high levels of open interest, yes, they're call walls. Yes, they're put walls. Yes, you can get options pinning, etc. But our primary objective here, guys, is to watch and see how price action reacts around these specific strike prices. And I go from time to time, all the time. It's like, okay, I'm in a trade. Why have we tested this level multiple times? Pull up the options chain. Oh, okay, supply zone. Oh, okay, call wall. Oh, okay, put wall. And price is respecting it at that point. And I like Obi makes this point, and I don't know if I'm going to be phrasing it right, so I'll let you do that. But use the indicator if it's respected, if price action is respecting it or something along those lines. Then that's what you say. Otherwise, don't try to force it to make it work. Just utilize it if it's already currently working.
No, I think that's a solid point, right? It's like it provides some more confluence, right? It's like if something is respecting VWAP and then it kind of extends away from VWAP and it pulls back into VWAP, it's like, can you look for that respect to happen again? Sure, I think that there's a decent probability there, and then you want to use that knowledge to be like, all right, I'm looking for confirmation to see if there's actual buyers or sellers continuing in and around that area. But yeah, you got to see if it's already respecting it. That definitely increases some I guess confluence there on that. But yeah, that's what I like to use. Again, if a moving average is holding, then that's something I want to keep an eye out for. If I'm seeing, like orders or like buyers step in every time it hits a moving average, then I want to keep that in mind, knowing that that's respecting, and maybe I want to be there when it stops respecting, right? That there could be something there as well. So definitely when indicators are respecting, that's definitely piquing my interest for sure.
I was cursing your name yesterday, Obi.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'll show you right now. Obviously, I'm just being sarcastic, but I'm like, Obi, this guy's got me on the reversion trade. And yesterday, I'm trying to find the top in the market. I try a couple shorts on there, and it wasn't working. I'm like, Obi, I'm gonna next time I see you, I'm gonna, yeah. But then obviously trying to play that reversion. Yeah. But I was obviously I'm only joking, right? So. Yeah,
mean reversion is a very natural process when it comes to markets, I'd say. You find something there.
Unless it's squeezing, yeah.
Well, the squeeze could also be a mean reversion, right? I don't know, maybe something's too soaked on the short side, and then it just squeezes to bring back some balance. I don't know. But this market, squeezing from the lows, I have no idea, but we did catch a little bit of a bid there, and yeah, we're kind of slowing back down again. So nothing else on watch other than this Nvidia that I am actively participating in as of right now. Tesla's on watch as well. It didn't quite get up to that 350 like I was looking for just yet. So going to continue to keep an eye on that one there. Let's see, SPCE saying notorious G. All right, let's take a quick look at SPCE. SPCE, that's Virgin Galactic, right? Oh boy, this one is flying to space. Is that the right way to do it? Flying into orbit here, not necessarily just to space just yet on Virgin Galactic.
Not yet in space,
but some strength here for sure. Some relative volume, yeah, a little bit. We got 20 times relative volume here on a 5 period, and it is earnings day one. Oh boy, so yeah, another earnings name that I may have missed there. Strong opening drive. You can see that pre-market levels getting taken out pretty nicely as well. Earnings reaction high, getting taken out, and then pulls back and holds as support. So maybe you have that short-term resistance turning as support, and you get that continuation off of 450s now trading at 530s on Virgin Galactic. So nice trade there if you guys had it. So thank you, Notorious, for pointing that one out there. Some strong earnings names. Man, earnings season's definitely back. Like we said, day ones are absolutely beautiful. Day twos are sometimes even better. But little bit of what I'm noticing and realizing even more recently is the delayed reactions that we're getting.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Like the earnings result might give you a day one or day two of consolidation, but then day 3, day 4, day 5 is when we're really getting that push and the volume coming in and maybe breaking out of the consolidations that we've been making on day 1 or day 2. So that's something I'm keeping on watch as well. Here comes a little bit of a pullback below that 135. So I did get stopped out above 135, but then when it kind of false broke, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to re-engage there, and that's working out as of right now. So let's see if that can give us some continuation back down to the downside here. But technically, we have been making higher highs and higher lows, so I do want to keep that in mind. Again, something I've been doing more recently at my desk is I have this piece of paper up where I'm asking myself every morning, right? This is a question I'm asking myself every morning. Am I counter trending?
Okay.
It's a simple question
this
to
is
keep me in check.
The tree,
every
the question
day.
tree.
Yeah, the question tree. Yeah. Am I counter trending? And if I know I'm counter trending, then obviously the result is stay as nimble as possible if you're on the counter. And if you're not counter trending, then yeah, sure. Look for the follow through. Look for the moves to come into full fruition there. And yeah, when I am counter trending, I find that being nimble is a little bit more key. I have to remember that. So yeah, defining that situation definitely has been helping me out as of recent. There is there anything that you kind of start your morning off with, kind of like a ritual or something that you kind of mention or remind yourself of or go over in the morning, like a checklist or anything like that?
You know what, Obi? I love that you actually answer this question because I think it's different for everybody.
Right.
And for me, it's like, okay, I just come from like a sports background, and when I would get ready, I would use that to kind of just get my mental ready. Like I'm thinking about like how I'm going to execute on the day. Like with Tesla is just absolutely killing it right now. I do that the exact same thing when I'm getting ready in the morning. So everybody's like, oh, Joe, you wear this, you look good today, everything. And I much appreciated the compliments, obviously, but there's more to it, right? There's more depth to it because when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I'm thinking about potential scenarios, and that's just like me getting ready for the day, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm putting on these clothes. I like getting ready. I like wearing nice things, and that's when I get ready and kind of mentally for the day and for trading. Does it work all the time? No, but it's just the consistency of me like, okay, I want to look good, so I have even that little bit more edge. Even if it's 1/10% more edge in my trading, I'm going to do what I need to do, and that's getting ready in the morning for me.
I think that's solid. I think I remember having this conversation with you when you first came to the floor. And then you were one of the only other guys that was dressing up, and we had a conversation. It's like, yeah, that's always been my motto. It's like look good, feel good, perform well.
Exactly.
Right. And it's like if that definitely helps you out, then that could be your little bit of an edge, giving you that positive those positive vibes in the morning, and giving you that mental I guess sanctity.
Yeah, exactly.
To be like, all right, I'm in the zone. I've done everything that I am. I'm feeling good. It's time to perform.
Dude, when I was trading at home alone, I dressed the exact same by myself.
Really?
I swear.
I'm just in my PJs.
Yeah, no, I would get up. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing about trading when you're at home is that you just, like, you think that you have the ability to just roll over, turn on your computer.
It's all about process.
It's all about process. But I was just trying to stick to the same process all the time. I'm telling you, I would sit... I would be at home. If I was at home trading right now, I'd be wearing the exact same thing that I'm wearing currently.
Really?
Yeah, I swear. Yeah. I swear I'd be wearing the exact same thing.
Sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with
no makeup on.
No bun on.
No bun on.
I stay chilling, man.
Do you do the bun every morning or does you just keep it?
It depends. Depends on if it gets undone, I'll just redo it.
Would you do us the favor of maybe one day coming in without it?
No.
Just
you'll see me when I have it shaved all off.
Yeah. I got a guy who can give you.
Well, I can do that myself. Why would I pay anyone to do that?
I got a guy. You know what I mean?
You gotta get a straight blade and just do it myself. Why am I paying a guy $50 to shave everything off? That makes no sense.
Well, you get a nice lineup too. You like mine.
A lineup for what? There's no hair left, bro.
Bro, don't.
What do you mean? No, I'm saying if I'm shaving everything off, what lineup is happening?
No hair left is insane. Don't insult me, please.
Oh boy.
Obviously joking. Guys, if we can pull up my screen, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's starting to work out, heading towards that high a day here, guys. So we took a little bit more off. I'm only sitting on about 30% of what I initially had. I'm happy that it's working out, and that's what we did. It's Friday, and this is exactly what we want to see, Obi.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're still short? You're short NVDA?
Yeah, I'm still short NVDA. I got back in. Like, yeah, sure, it's pumping a little bit there, but it's the bid is. I mean, I'm watching it. Let's just say I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm watching it. It's just chilling here in and around VWAP. This is my second try. Again, I'm more than willing to give it a couple tries before letting it go there. But yeah, kind of bidding, holding, kind of consolidating in and around that VWAP. As of right now, on top of 135. Again, was a key level in the morning. If you guys are hearing that bell, that is the lunch bell.
Yeah.
and
Do you
we're
get
being
that?
called for lunch there. That is an aggressive bid back above the quarter. So, you know what I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask, can you hold the quarter and print the half? That's going to give me a little bit of a sign of maybe some strength, maybe the bid kind of stepping up and continuing here. But yeah, some strength coming back in. Back to VWAP is Nvidia right now. SPCE still continuing to hold within its highs there, so that thing is going there. Tesla's almost back at that 350. 349.28 is the current highs from the most recent price action right there. High a day 351.63. So that's kind of grinding back up there as well. We were talking about Nvidia. Look at that, back into VWAP as well. And let's take a quick look at some of these other names as well. So Google not quite at VWAP just yet on Google, and Meta. I know a lot of people were looking at Meta over the past couple of days, so that thing has been moving around here. But VWAP sellers as of right now on the day, pretty dominant here on Meta. MSFT, that's one that we've been missing out on. That one was crazy there off of the open there. The strong selling coming in. I think another Google selling was probably the strongest in my book right there. If you look at the 15-minute candle on I think Tesla as well. Tesla was pretty strong, 350. Look at that strong push on into the bid right off of the open there, off the 350 failure to follow through on Tesla. So some strong selling came in. I would say across the board there off of the open, but we're catching a little bit of a bid as of right now. So maybe some reversion on hand, but we pretty much reverted a decent chunk of the morning move. I'd say about 50% reversion for the most part there. At least a 50% on a few of these things here. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on, watching this Nvidia, watching this Google, and still looking for the next trade. So you guys, let us know what trade is next on your books relative to your playbook. My playbook, nothing's really showing up as of right now, but there are definitely tickers that I'm hunting and stalking for the next opportunity, and I've mentioned a few of them already.
Yeah, nice, Obi. Yeah, I mean, if NVDA continues to reject the volume-weighted average price, maybe you can get a continuation to the downside. The same's just so strong, man. These deals are insane, Obi. I don't know if you've seen the numbers on them, but they're big time with Saudi Arabia and UAE. So a lot of chips, and that's something positive. I'm looking forward to the earnings report on NVDA coming up later in the month here, guys. And I just want to know about that forward guidance as well, too, especially over the next, I think some of the deals go until 2027 with the option of going into 2030. But yeah, just absolutely fantastic stuff from some of these Gulf countries, the UAE, Saudi, and everything along those lines. So I'm having fun with that stuff. But yeah, here we go, guys. If we can pull up my screen on TSLA, you can see that I entered in there. I didn't add to the position or anything along those lines, but it started to work out relatively well for us, and we like that. We're currently rejecting those levels. Also, just go out. I do it all the time. I know I didn't post anything yesterday, and my apologies. Actually, I did. Maybe I can't remember. I can always check. But yeah, I'll always post the open interest on some popular tickers that we're looking at. So this is the Tesla one right here. Oops, yeah, this is the Tesla one right here, referring to 350 and everything along those lines. So go check it out. Go follow your boy at TraderTV Joseph, and just see what we got going on. Also go check out Trader TV Research and Trader TV Live, because Adara on Trader TV Research is always posting her infographics with just fantastic criteria and data points as well that you always need to keep an eye on. But yeah, I'm posting the chain and just trades on that stuff. So go follow those three handles at Trader TV, at Trader TV Joseph, and Trader TV Research there, guys. But yeah, I mean, Tesla pulling back in here. Obi's short starting to work out for him, which is a positive sign. I like seeing that when other people are making money around me as well, too. And then Mike Davis. Mike Davis, I know you're saying you're having some issues in the chat. I'll have to talk to some of the admins here. Maybe you got blocked for an extended period of time. That I don't know. I know you DM'd me on X and asked me about it, but I'll try to get that sorted out for you whenever I have a moment. May not be right this second, but don't think I'll forget about you, because I won't. But yeah, here's NVDA starting to pull back here a little bit as well too, guys. Now at 135.13, OB short from 12s, so that's looking good. As long as we don't crack and sit on top of the volume weighted average price, then you might be sitting pretty good. You can see that we have some key support levels as well around these specific areas that are acting as some key resistance zones. So there it is. I mean, every time this thing dips, it just gets bought back up. That's just signs of an extremely strong stock, and I've been glad to been grabbing this thing at 105s and selling our buying options contracts and selling them there. So it's been a fun ride, and I think this ride's going to continue. We just need to wait for a pullback. I wouldn't be chasing it all the way up here. That earnings report can send this thing through the roof and past these all-time highs. Yeah, you're getting that breakdown now?
No, there's some aggressive bids. Aggressive selling. The bids just got smashed. I would say not necessarily in a distinctly differently than they had been trading like 30 seconds ago. So maybe a bit of a change coming in with a little bit of a market pullback here. But yeah, let's see what happens to Nvidia here as we come back in and maybe attempt to make a higher low. I have no idea, but that 135, a little bit of a key. If I can point Joe over here to a little bit of a trade that I'm looking at right there. So yeah, a little bit of a backside. I was in a little too early on the front side of the move as of right now, but let's see if there's follow through. That's what I'm looking for. So it's very clear now that we got up to VWAP and we saw sellers there. We were looking for sellers in and around VWAP, but the question becomes, are they significant enough for us to kind of retrace back down towards lows? That I have no idea, but this is the first sign of selling kind of coming in at VWAP. So I'm seeing what I wanted to see. Now I'm just looking for confirmation and continuation to the downside to see if that'll happen. Got to remember, it doesn't have to happen that way. I have no idea what the sticker is going to do, but the probabilities are starting to stack a little bit potentially in my favor, I'd say.
Yeah. Let's see what Joe. I got some options expiring in June. Make sure, Mike DeRider, much love, man. I love you in the chat, Mike DeRider, and my guy Gorev Los Polios. Los Polios, I haven't seen you in the chat today. Are you here? Los Polios is here. Hal, Lar, everyone in the chat. I'm gonna start giving you guys more of a shout out for obviously contributing more in the chat every day. But let's see what we got going on. Marsh Doge says, Joe, I got some options expiring in June at $10 for TSSI. Do I take the profits in fear of Big Donnie saying something or let it ride? All right, let's see what TSSI is to start off with. Okay, interesting. I know absolutely nothing about this company, so I just want to pull up a quick overview. So it's a data center service company that integrates high-performance computing infrastructure and software. The company's segments include procurement, system integration, facilities management. It's procurement segments. Okay, anyways, $391 million market cap. Not too bad. We can pull it up from a daily standpoint. You say they expire in June, so relatively soon. Oh, wow. Okay. See, that's the thing, right? You got to come up with a trade plan, right? Love you, the Sharif's price up. We love you too, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, TSSI, you get a big move up like this. I don't know how many contracts you necessarily have. But you'll hear Katina Man say it, you'll hear me say it, you'll hear Neil say it, you'll hear Obi say it, Sharif, is that in this market, regardless, one of the biggest skills is just locking in that profit, accepting what you've now realized, and then leaving some for a runner as well, too. If you ask me, I'm going to be locking in some profit. If you've been sitting in this before you had that gap up, and then now you've had those contracts, you get that gap up the following day or a week later, whatever it may be, you have 6 contracts. I'm selling 3 to 4 of those contracts and allowing 2 of them to ride. That's just me personally. And I think that's one of the biggest skills in trading is just accepting the fact it's like, okay, I got to realize these gains, whatever it may be. There's always going to be another opportunity. But if I do want to capitalize on some more, let me lock in some gains and leave a little bit of a runner. I told you guys that I was swinging, even though I have IBIT in the long term, I have a separate account and I was swinging IBIT and I was swinging NVDA. And I sold NVDA on the Friday before we got that massive gap up. I sold approximately, let's see, 75% of my shares, and I sold 100% of my contracts. And I accepted the fact I missed a massive gap up, like a 5-point gap up the following Monday, but I executed my trade plan, and I'm happy about that. And I still have about 25% of my shares remaining, just letting it run. And I will be adding more to that position on any form of pullback. But that's just me, and that's the experience that I've been through, is that when the market is giving you something, take it and leave a little bit for a runner there, Obi.
Yes, sir. I think that's absolutely solid. Like as of recent, like I find myself like not being nimble enough, and I think your advice is absolutely solid. Like when it's giving it to you, take it. If it's showing you what you're looking for, take it. Right? And that's something I'm trying to do a little bit better. There's so many times where I'm like, well, this is what I was looking for. Am I finally going to get it? And then it gives it to me, and then I start doubting myself where I'm like, oh, this was what I was looking for. It's too easy. Oh, you start doubting, and I'm just like, yeah, I got to get out of that mindset. Even today, like I had some runners that I did not leave on because I'm like, okay, well, even though this is doing what I'm looking for, I just want to take it and walk away, right? 700 lots there at 134.70s finally coming in, breaking back down. So sellers are stepping in here on Nvidia. That thing is coming back down. So 135 has held as a little bit of resistance. Let's see if we can print the 34 halves for a little bit of a reversion back to the downside. So that worked out pretty well there. I am covering, I guess I covered about half right there. I added onto the 35 break back down. So looking for VWAP sellers, they came in, confirmation, prior level 35 breaks back down. And that's a little bit more confirmation as well. Let's see if there's follow through now. That's the next thing I'm looking for. So we're printing below the quarter right there at 134.70s. Let's see if there's going to be any follow through. I'm out of 75% because all I was looking for was a little bit of a scalp. Let's see if we can get that follow through back down. I'm looking for the halves to break. The futures are coming in. Let's see if that 21,400 has any sort of significance. I have no idea. But something that is still running is SPCE. So I think that those of you who kind of pointed out earlier, very astute observation of one of the top runners on the day. The market is chopping around within its opening range, and there are tickers out here that are running like crazy, up above what? Multiple hundreds of percent right here. I have the low at 360s, and then currently trading at 552s right there. So earnings day one, very strong runner on SPCE, 40% from, I guess, is that 40%? It's about 50% from day low. Okay, so we didn't gap up that much. I thought this thing was running like crazy. So 56% from prior days levels right there. So, excuse me. That one's coming in pretty nicely. I'm glad I covered most of this Nvidia. It was just a quick scalp. It gave us 40 pennies on the flush. Where is the next trade? That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm looking for right here. But if Nvidia kind of breaks below the half and gives us that continuation, then I'll be looking for pops that continue to fail to follow through, and maybe some structure stepping down now off of VWAP, where again sellers showed up off of the open. Sellers were there during the middle of the day session in and around 10:30, and guess what? We come back into VWAP around 11:45. Guess who's there again? Knock, knock, hello. Sellers once again, and we're seeing more of the same with bids which have size where you can see 134.70s had 700 lots. Now you have 134.60s with 900 lots. That buddy's probably going to get taken out as well because we're taking out size on the bid. So if that guy gets taken out, that's more confirmation than sellers might be on this tape, and we might be going for a little bit of a downside. I'm looking for the confluence of the breakdown of 21,400 on the Nasdaq to give this.
You added some more in?
I did not add. I covered 75%. Of the position there.
Oh, wow.
Nice little flush there coming in. Waiting for the next trade, man.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there, Obi. And that's what we were just talking about is, okay, yeah, he's leaving some for a runner, covers 75%. Now he still has some skin in the game, and I think that's a big-time skill to acquire here in trading. And we can go on. See, I want to get into this conversation. I don't know if we're going to get into it today, but it's an in-depth one, and just how everything started and kind of what I've gone through to just try to be the best possible that I can, right?
I want to be the very best that there ever was.
I don't know that song, but...
You don't know the song?
No,
come on.
Who sings that one then?
I know the chat definitely knows.
The chat? Who sings that one? Neil has no idea.
Pokemon? Gotta catch them all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Way. That's
You never watched Pokemon?
Bro, obviously. Come on, man. I had a Game Boy, so I had I had the yellow version,
Let's
red
go.
version, blue version. I don't know if there was a green one. Blue was my favorite, but
Yeah.
then I also got the silver, the gold one, and everything
Yeah.
on those lines.
Nice.
I remember a childhood friend of mine stole my red version for the Game Boy. I'm not too sure if Fabian and Ramin know what a Game Boy is, but you know what I mean. So.
I'm 100% sure Fabian knows what a Game Boy is. You had two?
You had a Game Boy. A Game Boy Color.
So here's the thing.
A Game Boy Color.
One of my best buddies in elementary, he got the Game Boy Color. He got it with Pokemon Red and Yellow, right? And you know, my parents were maybe not as adamant about me running around with handheld like video games. So you know, I played on my buddy's thing. But the first Game Boy I ever got was a Game Boy Advance SP.
Ooh,
the flip one, the flip one with the
too.
light.
Yeah,
that was so sick.
That was sick.
I got it with Pokemon, I think Ruby, because red is my favorite color. I got Pokemon Ruby there with that one there. So sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, but yes, I want to be the very best. You were saying I want to be the very best.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm past that now. We're over that conversation. We got into we got into Game Boy at some point. I have no idea how.
Speaking of which, how's Nintendo trading?
Yeah, how is Nintendo trading? Let us know when you find that out there.
7974.
7974. But guys, I mean, here we go on some iBit. We're starting to climb higher here. What are we sitting on spot itself? Still within that range. See, one thing I want to note is I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback through here, like a liquidity grab, and then we can test like this 100, this 98, 99 area, and then we make that big, massive push towards the highs and break through this all-time high here. So, yeah. I like that it's climbing, but you can see that we're stuck in this about $5,000 range here, guys. Roughly, not even about $5,000 range there in BTC. But guys, it's time for Neil's lesson of the day.
Thank you very much, Joe. Joey Options, we got Obi over there. And look, if you're at Real Trading or you heard us in the morning show, you know, one of the things we're talking about, there were some issues this morning. Like you had some slower messaging, so you had to refresh to see what your net would be, and then script orders weren't working for a brief moment where you had to trade manually. And I think one of the things you want to do in a situation like that is understand how you're going to adjust your game plan, if at all. Now, for some styles of trade, you might not have to do anything. You can go right back to or stick to doing whatever it is that you do. Like maybe you only trade one stock at a time and it's manual order entry and you don't use stop orders and then you don't care whatsoever. You're good to go. But if you do have I'm trading multiple stocks and I'm using multiple scripts and I have breakouts set and you're going from one place to the other, then I think you have to adjust. And for myself, the most simple thing to do, and you would have noticed this when the morning show when we came onto the morning show when we noticed what was going on in the morning show, is I wasn't really often in as many things at the same time. And I was taking okay, well, this one next, and let's wait for this specific thing to happen on SMCI. Once Tesla wasn't working for me, okay, well, unless it sets back up again, I'm not taking Tesla again. And I was just going from trade to trade so that I could actually judge it and trade it manually. And one of the reasons for that, if you want to do that, I'm going to start with Nvidia, is if at that point I'm going to start trading it in a manual style, meaning I'm not going to rely on my stop orders to save me. I'm going to punch out when it gets to a level. I'm going to do things a little bit differently from what I'm used to. Well, if, for the sake of argument, when we're going long off 135, I'm trading something else, and let's just say this stop doesn't work. And I'm trading another stock, and I'm looking left, and maybe I'm on SMCI in that moment, and this goes. Well, there's a few minutes where you could have gotten out. Like maybe it goes a little bit further against you. And granted, you could have still maybe figured out your stop missed, and then you got some time to be able to get out a little bit lower. But that's the best case scenario. I would rather miss out on a couple of trading opportunities here and there to narrow things down, because if this candle occurs when you're having an issue, that's a day, that's a week. I like to call it the headshot because I'm stealing that from another trader. You're taking a headshot. And that's one of those things that you don't want to have happen. Now, obviously, there's going to be A+ setups out there where you risk more because you put more shares on. To me, that's completely irrelevant because your trade plan's your trade plan. Right? Like if I'm long 125 on Nvidia, and let's say I have a stop underneath 134.90, I have that stop regardless of whether you have 10 shares, 100 shares, 1,000 shares. The trade is the trade. And regardless of each of those, if you don't have the protection of that quick stop, you could find yourself in trouble. And you guys all saw this live when right here, well, anyone that was watching the morning show saw this live. When I was looking for the reversion on SMCI, I saw it hold and wick this low underneath 46 and tried to manually punch in above $46. I missed. A stop order probably would have gotten me into it, but I was punching manually. And it instantaneously, I mean not instantaneously, but very quickly it got to the volume weighted average price for an obviously pretty easy scalp trade if you could have got it. But if I had been short, and let's just say I'm short, and I'm not using my stop orders because they're not working, I'm trying to punch it manually, and I wasn't even focused on that, well, think of how much you would have given up if you were short, and then you miss it because you're watching something else. So we rely on our tools to aid us in our trading journey, and you always have to be asking yourself that question, okay, well, if I don't have access to this gateway, what's the other one that I'm using as my backup? I don't know what Obi and Joe, or I know Sean uses a couple, but I'm not sure about the other guys in the show. I always have a backup primary routing key, like a key that swipes and hits every single gateway that's on the book. Like I have 2 or 3 of those set up, so if there happens to be an issue with another gateway at the source, I can just hit another one of my keys. If stops go down, or there's an issue with the script orders, there's multiple ones we can use. I know which one I want to switch to. If there's another type of issue, then one of the things I like to do is trade less stocks at the same time so you can manage things individually. So know your process for how you want to adjust to trading. And if it means you're not trading as many stocks actively, if you like 2 or 3, maybe more than that, you go down to 1, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's be real, it's something that happens rarely. You've literally never seen anything like that happen in the 5 years we've been on, and it was resolved within a matter of minutes, but it did require some adjustment. So save yourself the headache, have a plan of action for those types of contingencies. It's no different from asking yourself, in an emergency at home, if we lose power, this is what I'm going to do with my family. If a hurricane comes, depending on where I live, this is what I'm going to do. In trading, your tools are your lifeblood. So you want to ask yourself those same questions so that you know what your process is going to be. And looking at this right now, I have to say this on SMCI. This 46 level, it's not the even dollar. Because look how many times I've been in it. It's lost, it gives you VWAP, I hold some, it can't hold on, but it's holding the line. It's almost as if they're running the stops underneath this 45. This has nothing to do with the lesson of the day. This price action live here, guys. It's almost like they're losing the $46 level, but just stopping everybody out, myself included, for a chance to run higher. So what I need to see happen is what was happening before. Buyers above 46, or you lose and we remake another low. But if the buyers can win above like 46.10 or so, which it's not closing, I think that's the place to re-enter the long into the volume weighted average price, because using the 46 even back and forth hasn't been that good. It's good on the upside when it's run to VWAP the couple of times that it did, but now you're getting a bit of an algo battle at that level. So if you're trading SMCI, I'm not necessarily, you can sit in this and give it to the low, but that strategy hasn't been working as much. It's almost as if you want to see it start to break out a little bit and then engage, as we say. So there's your lesson of the day, everybody. Have a contingency plan in place for whatever might occur throughout the day with regards to your platform, with regards to your orders, and just in general. It's a good rule in life. Good luck, everybody.
Once again, great information from Neil as always there. So thank you, my friend. I know he's got the leaves tonight. I know my buddy's got the leaves tonight. Yeah, a lot of people got the leaves tonight. So we'll wait and see. I was telling the boys what's going on. Exactly, Mike DeRider, Big Dog Neil. So yeah, we're sitting in Obi's still in his short. I got out of this TSLA trade. Yeah, yeah. This guy did. So, I just seen it on there. So
No, I was like, oh damn,
you're still all right. You're still got.
Yeah, I
still
mean, my
10
stop's
cents.
in there.
Yeah,
like, I'm like, all right,
exactly.
cool. Like, I thought I was gonna get hit, to be honest. I was like,
yeah,
all right,
on
I'm like,
that
the
move
trade's
higher.
pretty much done. I got 10% on. I'm just gonna walk away now, go for a
Just let
quick
it-
break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's still holding 135. I'm like, yeah, 135 getting chopped around both from top and bottom. I'm like, all right, well, if you like the price so much, then why don't you revert back to it? And it pretty much did. It pretty much did do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just waiting for the next trade. I'll let this come in and hit my stop. I have no qualms with that, but a little bit of a pull up there. So this little bid that happened. So you know what? I'm going to show it on my chart over here. Go to a 1 minute. Boom. All right, cool. Let's. So this is the chart that I'm looking at, right? This is my trading chart right here. So this little grab right here was interesting to me. This is a 1 minute chart, so a little bit of a consolidation here. You can see
I love it.
We broke the downtrend. We step up. We kind of consolidate, step up higher, come in, step up higher, and we build all the way into VWAP. So structure, breaking the downtrend, and then stepping up for a reversion to VWAP. That was absolutely beautiful. And I'm looking for sellers at VWAP. So sellers came in off the open. A little bit of a chop, but an attempt to push through VWAP fails, and we get sellers aggressively stepping in through VWAP right there. And then once again we get that. But here's the thing: look at this little wick action right there. So this was a prior structure. You attempt to break back below, an aggressive bid right back up. So I'm like, all right, well that right there is good enough reason for me to be like, all right, I am going to get out almost the rest of this right there and leave on a little bit of a runner to see if it'll give me an opportunity to get some more in later. And if that's not the case, that's perfectly fine, because I'm not necessarily, I guess, in it to. I don't want to say in it to win it, but again, I'm just in it to make good decisions, and the winning or losing is a byproduct of good decisions. Both winning and losing, right? Because you can win in good ways as well.
I mean, yeah, you learn.
Sorry, you can lose in good ways as well. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you learn a lot from losing. You have to, right? Again, if you just continue, just allow it to just beat you down. What'd you say?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting
Sean,
at.
I've been
You do,
learning.
man. That's when you learn the most. I think, in my opinion, is from losing. But whoever mentioned this in the chat here, Space Virgin Galactic Holdings here, SPE. This thing is absolutely just continuing to roar. Who called this SPCE out? Because this name is just
notorious. I think.
Yeah,
it's going.
Did you buy some?
Oh, Darren and I were talking about this last
Oh yeah, yeah. It's absolutely on fire right now, Katina, man. So how's the gym? But oh yeah, wow, what a big engulfing. Wow, this thing is up over 100% on the day. Wow. Yeah, let's pull this thing up here, guys. This thing is just continuing to. Everybody's saying
everyone's going.
Everybody's
I think it's so crowded.
SPCE. I don't know why I can't get anything out here today.
Do you like crowded parties? That's the question. Do you like crowded parties?
Like when I go to one?
Just in general, do you like crowded parties?
No,
Yeah.
I'm like very much. I can't think of the word, but I'm very much of an isolated person. I'm okay. I'm content with just like going to the gym on my own.
Yeah.
I don't need like big crowds. Obviously, I have fun, right? We can obviously bring that kind of more social aspect out. But for me, I'm just an individual who's content with just. I don't need to have multiple. I don't always need to have the human touch. You know what I mean?
Oh, true. Yeah. So you're saying you're slightly introverted. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say.
I would say me too. For the most part, pretty much keep to myself and my charts on my own time.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't introvert that I was looking for. It was something else, but I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hermit.
No.
I don't know, man. When people say, like I'm in my hermit phase or something.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that one there. No, but it wasn't introvert. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I think here's another thing that I've read recently as well. It's like you gotta discover yourself, and trading is a great way to kind of do that, and that's how you get better at trading as well.
Absolutely.
If you know yourself better, like you can know all of the fundamental things, that you can know all of this knowledge about trading, all these technicals, what have you. But if you know nothing about yourself, then the consistency may be a little more difficult, I'd say. But then again, what do I know? I've only been trading for what, on the floor for maybe just over 2 years, maybe coming on to 3 years now. Dan.
Yeah.
Dan and I have been here for a while.
Yeah, I've almost been here a year now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
It's been good. It's been solid. There's growth. So that's solid. There's growth. There's new learning. Slow and steady. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. That's what I've learned, and that is the path that we are on.
But yeah,
traders.
SPCE.
Here's 135 again, so probably gonna get stopped.
Yeah,
350?
oh yeah, we're going 350 on Tesla there, guys. SPCE 87% up here. Katina Man, multiple dollars in the money. I'm still waiting to see his lunch plate. So whenever I think he's. It's all right, brother. I still want to see what you got going on over there. Don't forget that. All right, so we're back towards those highs here. In Tesla, Amazon starting to get the ball rolling as well too. It looks like the market is going to catch another breakout day, especially if Amazon wants to really get the ball moving here, guys. I want to pull up Google to see what we got going on that front as well. It's not doing too much. We'll take a look at Apple to see if it's moving. But this is what I want to see, these big names really starting to participate, and it can most definitely start to drag the market higher. IBIT's just been an absolute monster today. I seen someone in the chat mention to me, Joe's not trading IBIT today. I'm like, yeah, you're right, guys. I haven't been looking for the past couple of days. You know, that's my ticker, man.
Yeah.
IBIT is it's what I feel like.
Sometimes you got to get married to a ticker to really, understand its nuances.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I did with Amazon.
I'm also totally cool with not trading it on some days. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, this is why, right? Like, so you can see if you're looking at spot, these are big engulfing days here as we climb higher. But now we're just trading within this specific range, and it's slightly harder for me to navigate that. Once we break out, I think there's going to be multiple opportunities to get back into some IBIT and most definitely intraday trade it. So I'm going to be looking forward to that on that front.
Bora in the chat. He's just mentioning, he's like, most traders are introvert. Why? It's not because we don't want to talk, but once we talk, most of the people don't really understand.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So I met up with a couple of friends just a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, and basically they were like, this is why we don't hang out with you, because you always only talk about stocks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what else do you guys want to talk about?
What else is
they
there
talk
to
about
talk
this,
about?
that, and the other, and somehow I always bring it back.
Stop talking.
All right, what's up? What do we got?
Dang.
Steak.
Whoa!
Steak. Okay, let's go.
And then I grab a side of the
Salad?
Yeah.
Let
Cucumbers.
me get a piece of that. Is it medium rare?
No, you cannot have a piece of that. I haven't done anything.
I mean, he hasn't even ate out of his plate.
This guy's always taking my food.
I'm not taking. I just asked for it.
Yo, stop looking so hard at it.
Hey man, you know what it is. I don't know where you get that steak. Maybe I'll eat
There's a
Sharif
lot.
steak.
There's a lot more.
Sharif, yeah, maybe we'll eat Sharif steak too, because I know
Yo, Joe, man. First of all, I don't like how hard you're looking at that food, man. Like,
hey man,
you're like mean mugging the food over there.
Hey, don't. I mentioned it multiple times before.
But
do not bring food around me.
I want to tell you
especially
something.
if it's good. 'Cause
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
eat it.
Sharif did not apply properly for his vacation request, because normally if you have a vacation request, no, this is good news.
On air, don't.
No, this is good news for you.
All right, yeah.
Joe, relax.
Yeah.
The steak has got this man.
The steaks
pumped.
are too high.
The steaks are too hot.
They're too hot.
Neil not preferring the steaks, though. I gotta admit that. All right. No, I was gonna say, because if you put it into our system there, your lunch won't come. So Sharif's lunch is there, and it's the same as this.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to tell Joe before he got all, meat craved over there, starved, is that you can have Sharif. So there's a whole steak.
What about me? I'm the guy filling in for you.
You're the one that loves vegetable biryani, man. There's a lot of vegetable biryani back
the
there.
vegetable biryani.
So
we already talked about that.
okay, so watch this. Watch this. Listen.
Bang.
Obi,
Yes.
you can have a Dara's lunch.
Oh my days.
You see,
Is there steak in there as well?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
This is the thing. I'm not trying. I'm trying to solve problems around here.
All right.
It's not create.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
create.
as traders, we solve
outta here.
problems.
We're
And
diversifying the plates.
there we go. So I'm absolutely going to be probably crushing Sharice's lunch today. Hopefully he's not watching. But I got to hit the gym too, so I don't want to eat too much stuff there, guys. Market really starting to pull back in here. Obi, let's go over the top performing sectors here real quick, guys, to see what we got going on. But we're getting a big time pullback. I'm going to steal them both while they're live. Who said that? Ramin? Ramin is going to steal all of the lunches? That is crazy, guys. All right, healthcare sector up about 9/10, closer to that 1% mark here. Utilities up about 8/10. Consumer discretionary sitting in that show spot up about 0.75% here, guys. Then the communication service in third last, still positive, up about 1/3 here. And then we have technology, actually still red on the day, down 1/5. And then energy down about 0.4% as well too, guys. So yeah, I mean, we have fantastic time here, man. It's always laughs. But we also take it serious as well too. You guys can see that we're putting on trades, and that's what we want to display, right? Like we know how stressful trading can be at times, so you want to enjoy yourself and enjoy the people that you're around. Yeah, I know, exactly. Stress-free, right?
Trading and stress?
Yeah,
those two things they don't go together, man.
Yeah, Dewey, I am. To be honest with you, man, I am. I cooked some crazy jerk chicken last night. I was marinating it for the previous night before, and I threw it on the barbecue.
How many days do you usually marinate?
Just about, so I threw it on, I put it in on Thursday evening.
Okay.
Or no, sorry, Wednesday evening, and then I cooked it last night. And then I had some, so I made just like a taco, some raw onions with some lettuce and spicy peppers. So that was a really good one there, and some nice ranch sauce. So yeah, that was a good one after the gym. So I'm a big barbecue guy, but yeah. I mean,
I heard you like to barbecue, rain,
365,
sun,
365, bro.
Rain, shine, sleet, or snow.
Yeah. 12 months a year.
Nice.
Keeps me on the queue.
Solid.
Yeah. What I do.
Do you have like an indoor barbecue?
No, I don't have an indoor barbecue.
Like one of those like the grills, you know,
the hibachi grills,
the stovetop grill type of thing.
No.
Okay, true.
Give me.
You just throw on the jacket.
Throw on the old jacket there and turn up the old propane, light the BBQ, let it warm up, and just some barbecue.
Throw on that Canada Goose fur. I'm so cold, burr.
Yeah, purr. Shout out to what's his name?
I have no idea.
What's his name? That's why we need a dare. Pressa.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, what do you got going on here, Obi?
I got nothing going on. I'm watching 135. It's very clear that 135 is a little bit of a level of interest as we still continue to chop, and consolidate here on Nvidia underneath VWAP. So it seems like sellers are meeting some buyers at location VWAP as of right now. So, but another thing. Again, we were looking at earnings names, so another thing that I'm watching as of right now is Glob. Glob.
Oh, Glob.
This little glob over here.
I didn't know Glob was
a little glob of price action here on the day. Earnings day one, ticker. Strong flush, right? Strong flush. 130s we were trading at yesterday. And this thing does pretty decent average volume as well. You can see, we'll pull it up right here. You can see the average volume on this thing, 30-day average volume, 1.1 million. So not too bad, not too shabby, but it does enough volume. Market cap for 4.3 billion. So it does have a little bit of a weight, but you can see nice little push pressing back towards that 100 level, which kind of posed as a little bit of maybe potential resistance, both in the after hours and in the pre-market today. So I'm watching this glob slowly move all the way back into 100 as of right now as well. So let's see whether or not that can come into fruition. You can see that nice little VWAP hold. We broke the opening range high, or the morning session high. We stepped on top of it with buyers kind of holding above that reference, and now we're pushing for some fresh highs at 99s. I'm curious to know whether or not that 100 is within range on Globant SA. No idea what that stands for there. Yeah, technology services is what they do, but we shall see what that one is up to. Market's pushing right now, though, Joe.
Yeah, it's getting a nice little bounce right here, Obi. I mean, look at the SPY. SPY's pretty strong today, so we're going to take a look at XLF here momentarily. But, guys, listen up. Every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least, that's how it used to be. Trade the Pool is changing that. You can pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at just $47. That's your total risk, and you get a real shot at trading with up to $200,000 in company capital. You don't need a large deposit. You don't need years of experience. This is a limited risk trading platform built for any trader who wants to grow without putting up everything on the line. Just a small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Scan Trade the Pool's QR code to get 10% off and start your journey today. Yeah, so go check it out, guys. Go scan that QR code on Trade the Pool, especially if you're interested in starting your trading journey. It's no better way to start than paying $47 in tuition, because you will be paying that regardless of what's going on in the markets. But here we go, guys. 592.61 for the SPY, a big time recovery here. And I'm curious to see what XLF is up to and if we're continuing to roar in that, because it looks slightly stronger than so there's XLF, OB, really strong sector here today in the financial one, and it's helped dragging the SPY up. So that is a positive sign. And yeah, we're going to do that right now. So that's the SPY and XLF. You can see that strength in here. Tech slightly holding back the NASDAQ. But let's pull up CELH. Celsius, I've never had one of these drinks, so I don't know if you have either. Celsius Holdings looking good, but you can see from a pre-market standpoint, we have some liquidity issues. Not something that I would trade from a day-to-day standpoint. And when you break down the time frame, again, liquidity issues here on that front. But what we can always do is just zoom out from a daily to see what we're sitting at. Oop, we don't want to do that. That's a weekly. Daily. So a nice recovery off the bottoms there, guys. So you can see that we put in a bottom around February. And we're now currently up about 81%, slightly more than that on Celsius Holdings. Again, I don't know how popular, there's so many drinks out there, and it's been trading relatively well for a significant period of time here, with a high of around 36 on over there, and then an all-time high of around $100, but then just absolutely tanked in May of 2024, so a year ago. So yeah, good luck. Never had one of them. Yeah, so that's all I can really say about Celsius Holdings, is that it's putting in a half-decent recovery from those lows. So yeah, let's take a look at UNH. And I have our good buddy there is in it. Our friend Branks is in some UN.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I really like this. Oh, wow. Okay, I really like this here for a potential signal. I want to pull up the chain to see what some premiums are looking like on this thing. I mean, this was a month ago or so. Yeah, literally a month ago. This thing was a $600 stock.
It's been a beautiful swing short. Let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, but now for the reversion, man, Obi, you got to look at this.
Yeah, the reversion. I mean,
it might be there.
People
guys.
have been positioning in for potential reversion over the past few days.
I don't want to own this thing for too long, so let's go to these January calls here and see what we're looking at.
Oh boy.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, I don't see this thing there, but they're pretty expensive, Obi.
I mean, it's a $270 ticker. I'm going to assume that they're going to have a little bit of a premium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that 280 strike on the January 16th expiration cycle, 245 days out from now, you're looking at $48. So
okay.
$4,800, right?
Yeah.
I mean, still significantly less than buying 100 shares.
Yeah.
But that only gives you the rights to the shares at said strike price. But yeah, I mean. That's such a good signal, and I wish there was some form of other leverage prop. Maybe there is. I'll have to do some due diligence. But this is just an absolutely beautiful signal for a bounce here to fill that gap up into 306 and into maybe even if you exceed that. But you can see we had a big-time dump. This thing's taken over a 50% haircut from about a month ago. So 57% from those current lows there, guys. So yeah, some good opportunities. You want to buy some time on those. I really like this for a bounce signal. Your risk profile is defined. The only thing that you have to realize is that look how much you do have to risk. You're not essentially wrong until you break 245, and you're now trading at 275. So that's $30 worth of risk. Maybe we put a couple shares on just to see if we can get a bounce in UNH, OB.
Nice. So as of 4 minutes ago, the UNH director buys $1 million worth.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I think I have the SEC filing right here.
Oh, nice.
If you guys want to take a look at it. I know a lot of people don't necessarily look into SEC filings. You should probably learn how to. But take a look at this right here. So UNH How much? So Gil Kristen. So how much did they buy? 3,700 shares at 271.17. What is UNH trading at right now? 276. So I guess that was probably them right there. No, I'm joking. The low day is 269.17 here.
Say that was them right there?
Yeah, I made a joke because there's a high volume candle into the 270 push. So I'm like, that was probably them right there.
It was most definitely.
No. But this filing, they probably bought like a little earlier. They actually bought right here. Transaction date 5/15. So they bought actually yesterday. So they bought yesterday at 271.17 and acquired 3,700 shares. And this was a director. So it's an interesting. Yeah, see, director officer. That's the title of the person right here. So yeah, it's just a quick form right there. But what can we do with the form 4? We know that if the people on the board are buying, that could give us some confluence for some decision making as well. So that's the director buying $1 million worth of UNH. So seeing, again, more players. We were just talking about people are positioning in for a potential reversion. Here you go. You have the director buying up $1 million worth of shares as well. So some strong confluence there. And I'm sure Brankles will be happy to hear that because I think he said he bought some leaps, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He bought some UNH leaps, yeah. Just take it for a couple seconds there for me, Lee.
Yeah, no worries. I'm still continuing to watch Nvidia because, again, it's one of the main tickers on my watch today. I'm just looking for the sellers to step back in. As of right now, we're consolidating underneath VWAP. We're chopping this 135 level. The initial tests of VWAP did show us some sellers. But, again, if we're going to chop within a 20, 30 penny range underneath VWAP, then I'm going to stay a little bit patient. Sure, I can position in. But the thing is, the market is super strong. Look at the ES is about to crack its session high, and the NASDAQ is slowly trending up as well. So I want to keep that in mind and maybe kind of stay away. As, again, I don't know if you've noticed, but over the past couple of weeks, there's been this crazy grinding bid that shows up. Sometimes it's a grinding ask as well, but this is a grinding bid that shows up, and it's so, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. As someone who likes to revert price action, there's a lot of false signals that happen in grinding price action, and like grinding price action, what I'm realizing over the past couple of weeks can be so frustrating, regardless of which direction you're trying to take it in, can be so frustrating. So maybe something to kind of not really kind of step away from, or look for to happen in your direction. So if I'm long, I'm looking for that grinding bid to continue stepping up. If I'm short, I'm looking for that grinding ask to kind of keep stepping down as well. So, but yeah, I don't want to get caught up in that grind. If it does show up, but the market is trending up, so I'm going to stay a little bit more patient here on Nvidia and see where this range takes us that we've been forming over the past hour or so here underneath VWAP. Again, still holding lower highs underneath VWAP, so I still like the idea for the short. We're coming back into some of these prior levels. 134.60 is only about 8 pennies away from there. Let's see if the range low holds here on Nvidia. Let's see if the market catches a little bit of a breather from the strong bid that we've had since, when was this little bid? That came up right here. I have about 10:45. So yeah, that was an aggressive bid. We reverted, we started the reversion of the market on that 15-minute candle, and pretty much reverted almost 100% of the flush here on the ES and over 50% here on the NASDAQ. But a little bit of consolidation as of right now. Let's see if that can take us to the downside on Nvidia here. 134.60 is a bit key. Where's the day low, you might ask? That's sitting at 133.47. See if we can get there.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, Anna, I see Emma Hamanda. Yeah, I agree with you. For selling some puts, you can most definitely sell some puts on that. I'm going to look into that here momentarily because I do like that signal. So we can sell at the lows. We can. I would more likely. So I got the UNH up here. I would sell where my risk profile is. So that is going to be okay. Let me pull up UNH here momentarily. Yeah, I don't want to. Excuse me. I don't want to sell the 270s. So what are the 250s offering? We'll do like a couple months out, July. We'll call it July. We'll look at the 270s to see what those are offering, or the 250s even. Okay. Oh, okay. I like that. I like that, Obi. Yes. All right. So expiring July 18th, the 250s, which would put us just slightly before the low of this candle, are paying $18. That's pretty good. All right. Yeah, I might really like that. But I would spread it. I wouldn't go naked on these. So I would probably sell the 250s and then look to buy. Let's see, 250s, and I would buy no, I don't want to buy the 240. I'd buy the 230s. That's a little bit better. So you only collect $6. I mean, but it's still $600 if those expire worthless. So yeah, we'll look into it. It is slightly pricey. I might just throw it off to the side. I do have a plan for Amazon, guys, that I was referring to not too long ago. Fill this gap fill. If we can fill it to the downside, maybe we can look to get involved on that front and then buy some contracts on there. But yeah, UNH, that's the thing. It's such a quality setup, in my opinion, and we're going to monitor this relatively closely because look at this volume print that we have here, guys, on the profile, on the daily profile here, and that indecision print. That to me, that is stopping volume 101, and that's what I would look for. No, I never buy in the money calls, Scott. I always buy out the money, and I was touching on this earlier because when I am buy out the monies, yeah, what essentially the contract only holds is time value, extrinsic value. But I'm looking to gain kind of just the momentum within the gamma and the delta, and you can do that with buying out the monies, and you can't do that when they're in the money because you already have delta at its greatest. So essentially, you're just going for a 1-to-1. But I want that acceleration within the options contracts and gain more time value as well too, right? So if you're buying in the money, they have intrinsic and extrinsic value, but when you're out the money, they're only extrinsic value with the ability to gain intrinsic value. So that's just another word, a fancy term for it, saying trading in the money. So no, I always try to grab slightly out the monies, whether it be a strike or two, and that way I can just kind of game the momentum premium on that front. Yeah, we can take a look at, let's see what everybody was asking about. Sorry, I've seen somebody asking Tesla 350. No, I don't know if we're going to tap into that here today, Obi. You've seen we've rejected it multiple times, and we do have a massive supply zone at that 250 strike, at that 350 strike price, sorry, and we've rejected it multiple times. So we had a previous lower high of 349.22, and we had the inability to hold 350 earlier in the day. So breaking down that downtrend, still fully intact, a lower high, maybe it cracks through this, but we want to wait until next week to see where those contracts roll over to, if they're lifted. If that high amount of OI gets lifted to 240 or something along those lines, or sorry, 360, not 240, so 360 or 370, I think that's a better look for Tesla and for the continuation of this long trade that has been cooking up for the better part of a couple of weeks now, Obi.
Yes, sir. So, you know how we just came to you with that UNH news with the director buying?
Yeah.
Guess what UNH is doing currently? It is pushing up, breaking some prior lower highs there on the day. So trend breaking on UNH. High a day currently sitting at 282.74. We just got past 280. We broke through VWAP with expanding volume and breaking some of these prior highs with expanding volume as well. So UNH coming into the upside. That bid is definitely in as of right now. The question becomes, is this 250 the low? Is it going to stay as the low? And going forward, are we going to continue to bid up? We're getting that strong confluence with people who are on the board that are buying. I think that's always a good sign of confluence. If you have some trade ideas there, yeah. UNH with a bit of a bid here. Nvidia did come down into that consolidation low, and then we kind of traded right back above. So kind of trying a cheeky, quick little scalp on this one right here, looking for that more of that chop, right? All it's doing is chop. So if we're going to false break ranges, I want to get involved. If we're going to get a little choppy, I want to do my best to get involved in the edges of that range. Yeah, just so I know exactly when and where I'm wrong. on that, but UNH ripping up towards day highs right there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one, see if that one comes in. Market tailwind, not really. We're kind of just chopping sideways here. How much time is left for this 15-minute candle to close? We got about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. So yeah, that UNH is blasting as of right now. So I think that news is fresh. So that news is probably trickling out to the masses, and people are hearing about it, and maybe that bid is coming in because of that catalyst there. But that expanding volume, definitely a strong factor for this price action here on UNH. Currently now trading at 281.93. So we are pushing pretty aggressively there. So high day break imminent on UNH.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of like Tesla here, guys, for a potential break, even though I was just kind of talking slightly bearish about it. But you can see that we're holding these levels relatively well. And if we can crack that trend to this downtrend here, then there's a good chance that we can continue and test into those high days, or maybe even to 350, right? So that's a potential target on that front. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I know Obi's long some NVDA too, in a good spot. I was looking at that. I like what he's getting at there. Slow curl over, but then those support levels coming into play and maybe getting that move back towards the volume weighted average price. I'm sure that's what he's looking for, and I'm thinking the same thing here. Let's see if we can get this snowball effect going on Tesla on some of these big names. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Scott Thompson, I bought the July 18th call out the money 280. Wish me luck on UNH, I'm assuming you're referring to. All right, so no, you got some time. You're all right. Yeah, good luck, brother. I mean, I think you're sitting in a good position there on UNH, especially with what we're seeing from a daily standpoint. That's some good stuff, high-quality setups. Maybe because if their contracts are slightly expensive, maybe I'll just grab a handful of shares just for fun, just put like a couple $100 stop on it or something like that, just to see what we going on. Jeff Pereira, what's up? What's up, brother? I see you putting our name in the chat there. What can we help you with? Joseph Stanig, I think NVDA will crawl back to 135. I mean, I think so too. There goes Tesla. All right, heading right back into that trend line. Obi's getting a little pop as well too. So yeah, let's see what we got going on. This market can most definitely get rolling here. So it's strong, guys, and this is what we want to see. Not going to chase Tesla all the way up here. 1 minute time frame, we sit on the backside of this trend, then we can look to get involved. But yeah, using this as our risk profile as well, so you can see we cracked that to the downside and we cracked the volume weighted average price. You can just hop out of that trade. No worries about that. But yeah, let's see what else everybody's got going on. And I think, to be honest with you, I have NVDA to just continue to climb. We need to wait for a daily pullback on this name. You can see that once we crack that downtrend, we essentially haven't looked back. So I need a breath in here, a good solid breath. That would maybe bring us into the 20s. To the mid to low 20s, I'd be more than comfortable with, and especially to grab some more shares, considering this thing has been an absolute beast for us here, Obi, over the past couple of weeks. That trend to the downside has been cracked, so this is essentially when I was really starting to buy into this name at the break of this, and then actually I was a little bit early on this. I was grabbing some around here, just small stuff, and then the majority of the size was at the crack of this, and then that's when I started to grab some contracts and sold them on the Friday. But yeah, I want to see a pullback into 125, and then I'm going to grab some more shares on NVDA, Obi.
Yeah, speaking of cracking, that bid is cracking right now. I did get long on that on a potential false break of that range low in the 60s. We pushed back up, so I added a little aggressively as it stepped up on the dimes. But then I was like, we're pushing back up into chop at that 135. Ideally, yes, I want to give it to 135. But if that bid kind of steps back down, and look at the market right here, you can see we're getting flushes into the bid on the futures. So I definitely don't want that with such a strong beta name as Nvidia here. But a quick little 20 penny scalp right there on Nvidia, false break of range lows, bringing it back into the chop, not fully getting into 135, but again, just a quick chop there, 20 pennies off of some interesting price action here. Let's see, John is saying Chef Joe and Obi, AMD failing to climb. Okay, by the way, UNH, you heard it here first. Fresh highs right there. I was saying high day imminent. Didn't really take that trade, but it was pretty obvious that that was coming in. Oops. So, and another thing that was pretty obvious was the bid stepping off, and look at Nvidia. Nvidia coming back into the 60s. Yeah. So thank you. Come again. I like my scalps. That's probably coming into lows right there. But what was the ticker I was looking at right there? AMD failing to climb, saying John. So yeah, a little bit of a failure to climb. Well, look at it. It's pretty much trading within its opening range right there. Sideways chop on AMD. So nothing too crazy. But unless you're playing that range, unless you're range trading it today, I don't really see anything too crazy there. A little bit of a hold on the offer at 117.70s maybe over the course of, what is that, 11:30 to 12:30. So about an hour, there was a held ask right there on top of VWAP, and now we're trading a little bit lower on AMD. But again, that's just information that's already been printed on the chart, and UNH printing some fresh highs on the chart, Joe.
Hey, let's go, guys. Easy trading. So please, have you ever entered an order to buy or sell and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you expected? That's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or an underpowered computer and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. Go ahead, scan that QR code or click the link in the description box to get a free copy of that guide. Okay, that's fantastic stuff. See, that's the thing, Obi. I was referring to this. I think there's 3 pillars in trading. It's playbook, psychology, and technology. I think technology is the big time understated one. I think it's extremely important, whether it be from an execution standpoint, your computers, etc. I think especially when you're sitting at home, you want to have the best of the best, and it's going to cost you some money, but it's well worth it in the long run because you don't want to be delayed on any form of quotes or anything along those lines. So yeah, that's it. Playbook, psychology, technology. Nice. You got those things under pad that are on the go, then I think you're sitting in a good position to find some success in trading. Yeah,
I think I 100% agree with you there. Wow, this UNH is actually blasting there. So shout out to Kendo NYC with the super chat saying, good look on the UNH news, close my short since 370. Nice. For around 9K in profits. Have a good weekend. You have a great weekend, Kendo. Solid trade there. Beautiful, like I said, beautiful swing short on UNH for anybody who's been participating. It's been printing, whether you're selling calls, whether you're shorting shares, or whether you're doing some other things as well. A lot of different vehicles to take that trade. Absolutely beautiful. 250 bounce coming in now. Let's see if we can get that follow through on that. But as of right now, intraday, that high a day break scalp is working out pretty nicely as of right now on UNH. So that's some good stuff there. And yeah, talking about pillars of trading, and I didn't necessarily, this is not mine, but I have tried to adopt this as best as possible. And I think some of these pillars come from SMB Capital. I'm sure you've heard of them. So shout out to those guys. My 3 pillars are consistency, and consistency. Damn. That's what I'm trying to build my trading around. So that's only one pillar? No, I got 3 consistency pillars. You got 3 consistency pillars. Yeah, no, again, main focus is always going to be consistency. And when you don't get consistent, when you fall off that consistency, how do you bring yourself back to being consistent? That is a skill that I am trying to develop as best as possible. And, you know, it's a work in progress. Consistency is definitely there, but it can definitely be much better. And consistency with execution is something that I'm more focused on as of right now as well. It's like getting myself into good trades and getting out at the right places, getting in at the right places, regardless of what the trade idea is. Yeah, I agree with you on that one there, brother. I'm curious, I would want to see if Tesla's going to sit on the backside of this trend, because it really wants to go for another massive breakout day, man. This name is crazy. Let's see what's going on. We're going to be patient. We can start, if we come back to the bottom end of this range, maybe we can start grabbing a little bit just in case, kind of front running the anticipation of the breakout. And if it does dump these support levels with some momentum, and then we'll just get out. So we'll just pay attention to the tape there. If we pull back, test VWAP one more time, then I'll look to start to grab some. Excuse me.
Let's see what QUBT is up to. I've stopped trading that one here. We had a nice trade on it here throughout the day, so we're okay with that. I was red on it to initially start. Full disclosure, right? Because my first entry was wrong, but then we just dived right back into it, and things really started to work out for us here on QUBT. Fantastic numbers, $39,000 a year. Actually, let's go over these here real quick. Obi, I want to see what QUBT.
Yes.
Just because I had to blink multiple times and pinch myself to make sure I was reading what I seen correctly. Those aren't the numbers that I was looking for. Yeah, so also Thursday, the New Jersey-based company, which isn't profitable, reported quarterly results, which is a revenue of 39,000, big ones right there in the March quarter, was higher than the 27,000 reported a year earlier. It was nearly half the 62,000 recorded from the previous quarter there, guys. So there you go. Reported quarterly results, while its revenue of $39,000. Yes, that's it. I read it correctly, $39,000 on QUBT. And you can trade, and your stock can look like this with those type of fundamentals, apparently. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Let's be patient and wait on some TSLL. Just bouncing off of the volume-weighted average price once again. We need to sit on the backside of this trend here, guys, in order for us to look to get involved into it. We'll zoom out here and pull up the 3-minute time frame. You can see it distinctively cleaner. And this is this downtrend that we're just referring to as we look like we're going to be breaking through VWAP right now, Obi.
Yeah, so I did get a little bit involved here on UNH. Let's see if it works out there. A little bit of a push through high a day, and then maybe trading a little bit back below. I'm just looking for a quick scalp. It could very easily not work as well. So taking a quick stab at it. It is pretty strong on the day. I do have to consider that as well. But again, I like my reversions. Just looking for a quick little scalp on UNH there, potentially back to the downside. But if this strength continues and we blast through the highs, I'm more than willing to be wrong on this one as of right now. But yeah, a lot of covers maybe potentially coming in as well, right? You know that it's been selling off for day after day after day. So there is an aggressive bid right there. So like I said, more than willing to be wrong on this. Let's see if that one works out. More than willing to give it a couple stabs as well. Current high 285.63 currently trading at 284.70s on the ask right now on UNH. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I'm in some TSLL. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm looking at TSLL. I know somebody in the chat was asking me about APLD. We can take a look at that for you for sure. They asked me what I think about it. APLD, Applied Digital. Oh, okay. Up bigly, as my guy would like to say, on the session. Let's see from a percentage metric here. Ooh, okay, 14%. We'll take that. I mean, it's not horrible. Applied Digital. Let's pull up a daily to see what we got going on with that. That's the thing, right? Like, I'm so selective in some underlyings that I trade. Am I going to be investing in Applied Digital? No. Do I know much about the fundamentals? No. But again, it's not something I would necessarily trade. I don't know if you've ever traded Applied Digital there, OB. But let's pull up the market cap and see what we got going on there. We can go over a little bit to see APLD. All right, so $1.4 billion. Applied Digital Corporation is a designer, developer, and operator of next-generation digital infrastructure across North America. It provides digital infrastructure solutions and cloud services for high-performance computing, HPC, and artificial intelligence. And segments include blockchain, data center, housing. Okay, so I mean, it's definitely in with the now, right? So that's a positive sign. You want to see that. And I mean, if you're buying it off these lows, the stock can continue to rip, but we're not usually trading this from a day-to-day standpoint. I like what it does now from just reading about it. But yeah, let's see if it can get the ball rolling here and start to continue to climb higher. But that's a nice engulfing candle here on the daily. That's a positive signal. So yeah, I mean, if you're in it, continue to hold. If it breaks the lows, then just look to get out there. But my hyper focus right now is on Tesla. Let's see if we can crack this downtrend line to the top side and go for another big monstrous day here. I mean, if we pull up, we caught this breakout here on Tesla on, I think it was Tuesday or something along those lines. Where is that? Yeah, this one here. I think we caught this one here. That was a really nice trade, that breakout there on Tesla. And it's kind of forming an identical pattern. And there's another one there a couple days later. And here we go. You're forming another one, right? So if we sit on the backside of this trend, that opportunity may arise, and you can look for aim for that high day. But I just mentioned on this week's expiration cycle, there is a lot of open interest at that 350 strike price there, Obi.
Yeah, I think that 350 is going to stay pretty interesting going forward. Again, in the more recent future. Is that the right way to say it? Yeah. In the coming days is what I'm trying to say. In the coming days, that 350 is definitely going to be a little interesting. The options volume kind of speaks for itself as well. But yeah, a little bit of I like 35s. 350 again is I think a little bit of a psychological level. 35 is also a little bit of a psychological level as well. And yeah, this UNH continues to rip up here. Maybe potentially poised for a test of 280 there. So I'm still holding on a little bit. The spread is absolutely wild. This action is also absolutely wild. Again, I've sized in appropriately. I'm able to give it some wide space here. Not really into what I want to totally be in just yet. But again, on the front side, it would seem a little bit of a squeeze action. Wow, there goes the market. That's a strong push there on the market as well. 135 is potentially coming back in here on Nvidia as well. So you can see a little bit of a grind there. So I'm going to throw on that size filter for you guys so you guys can see when and if some size shows up. Look at that, 134.88. You have about 300, just shy of 300 lots sitting there on that level right now. So let's see if we can get through that. That was a sharp push on the markets right there. Again, going into the closing of 1 o'clock, right? So into the close of the hour right here, it is showing us a little bit of volatility. So let's see how we close on the hour. Only got about 3 more hours left in the trading day. So yeah, where's the next trade I'm looking for? I'm watching this UNH, getting a little blasted on it, but again, I'll stay patient. I'm more than willing to, yeah, I got short there, but it is going, it is going. Yeah, Branko's dancing in the back because he bought some calls.
Obi short, Obi short UNH.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I'm making money. All right.
He was down there. Thanks.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Really, there you go. Hey, what up,
there
our guy?
There's Brankles. Brankles, give us.
Let's zoom in on
can we get?
Let's zoom in on
Can we get a frame of Brankles right there? Oh, there he is. Right? Oh no.
Oh, he's coming over. He's coming over. Now you're behind the TV. Let's go. Hey.
There it is.
Yes.
Hey yo.
It's a party. Shut up, Brankles. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's it. Oh, you're not. There he is. He's walking back now. Yeah.
Nice. He's like, we're long UNH.
Has to
Let's
know.
Go.
Everybody on Bay Street knows that Brankles is long
yeah,
UNH.
as long as everyone starts taking the other side.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, Katina, man, I said that I wanted to bring back stock in the streets. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Yeah, it was one of my favorite segments there.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I want to do stock in the streets. What do you want to do? Yeah, we could do it together, obviously. We'll do a segment of stock in the streets one day.
You have your views right here.
What?
Ramin's not agreeing to that?
To do stock in the streets? Yeah, we'll do it then. We'll talk about the investment. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Joe's in charge.
Oh, that's
it's a team effort. It could be a team effort.
With that whatsoever. Yeah. Well, we can get some surprise guests too, as well too. Yeah. We get some surprise guests, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen Stock in the Streets, but that was one of my favorite segments from Mr. Katina Man himself.
When was the last time you guys did a segment like that? Like a year ago?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, go check it out on YouTube. Send me the link there and we'll pull it up. But yeah, I'm still long this Tesla here, guys. A lot of choppy price action here. If we crack the volume weighted average price, then I'll just hop out of the trade. That would put us at the lower end of the range. So yeah. Once it cracks, even if it's a liquidity grab, we'll have the ability to hop right back in. Yeah, bears versus bulls. We're gonna get into that momentarily as well. Yeah, Mike Simmons, appreciate that. I mean, yeah, Obi and I, Sharif and I, everybody, we'll go do stock in the streets down there on Lower Bay. That would be a good one. And maybe. Hey, come on, man, I could get steps in. You don't want to go all the way down there? Lower Bay, it's like a kilometer. Come on, man. Whenever. Yeah, whenever we can do it. Well, someone would have to do it. Like, I would have to do it when you're on the show or vice versa or something like that. But, or we can get Fabian to bring it live and then.
Got to do it live.
Got to do it live.
Got to do it live.
Absolutely got to do it live. But yeah, we're just sitting in this. Again, I mentioned we break VWAP. I'm going to hop out of this long here on Tesla, Obi. If the market gets going, then we're positioned well. But UNH is continuously squeezing. What are you in at 282?
Yeah, 283, 283.
Okay, well, hopefully you don't have too much there.
No, I don't have too much, but it's starting to get a little uncomfortable.
It is. Well, I mean, you're in at 283, and we're trading at 288. So.
Yeah. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah,
290s incoming.
Yeah, show them what you got going on.
Yeah, so this thing is blasting to the upside here. Yeah, definitely. Can be a little bit tighter with this one, but again, watching it, kind of feeling. Sometimes I was telling Wayne, I was like, I like to feel the pain a little too much sometimes. But yeah, feeling it out a little bit. Wow, there goes Nvidia. So Nvidia to the downside, that's coming in real nice. So 135 short coming in. I know. Katina Man said what? 315s, 135.15s. You said, yeah, absolutely beautiful there. So solid VWAP short. Coming in real nice there on Nvidia as we trade back below. Let's see if we can break back below the 34 halves, right? That's what I was looking for, 34 half break. If that can potentially come in, that would be absolutely solid there on Nvidia. Wow, this 290 is coming in, man. This 290 is coming in. I'm helping out Branko's position. Oh, is that the video? Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's show that. Okay, yeah, see, look at how fun that looks, man.
Let's start over here. I don't know.
Oh, is the sound not on, or?
No, you were not going to get.
You're not going to get sound there.
Okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't show the
Bang,
ad.
bang.
Don't show the
Yeah,
ad.
well, it brought me the whole ad here. Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want that ad. We got E signal.
And skip.
Let's skip there. All right, we're back live here.
Nice. Starbucks or Chipotle? Yeah, good idea.
All
Okay,
right.
so
Here we
you
go.
get the subtitles going on. So we got this unexpected, I guess, pedestrian. Unexpected pedestrian is getting asked questions about Disney, Amazon, Netflix. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many of these. I think we should definitely look into doing more.
Necessarily thinking about. I was thinking about the one.
There's some more in the chat.
There's some more in the chat. We'll go over. All right, we'll go over some more in the chat there for you guys. Let's see where we're going. But yeah, there is no sound. But go check it out on YouTube. I'll post one of the links in the chat there, and you can go check out Katina Man filming his stalking the streets there, which I think is potentially one of the hottest segments of all time. But yeah, we like that one there. Now it's that's not Jake, being sarcastic. But yeah, guys, Tesla broke down. It does look like it's going to be a short, so I'm all out of that one there, guys. Small potatoes on that. So yeah, Tesla breaking through those key support levels. UNH continuing to climb now. Obi, are you still in it?
Yeah, I'm still in it. I'm watching this 290. That 290 crack is coming in real hot. Here it comes, 290 break coming in right here. So let's see. I don't know, man. This is not looking. It's not looking the best. But again, just participating in a squeeze. So 290, that broke right there. So that's pushing up higher. 290 halves, can we get there? Sprint in the quarter. Can we push it even higher? This thing is absolutely crazy, man. We've been bidding up since 11:57. So 11:57 to now, we're just going absolutely crazy and a consistent bid for over a couple hours there on UNH. So absolutely wild. I guess that's what happens when you find out that some people on the board are also buying, and maybe bigger players are also buying. I think it was. Yeah, a few players I was looking at on Twitter also playing that 250 bounce as well. So,
Yep.
interesting stuff.
I was referring to it from a daily standpoint as well too, just stopping volume and reversal signals, and it's most definitely coming into play right now. The landscape has drastically changed from when we first looked at it, and we have now entered that gap, right? Like we were talking about this name 15, 20 minutes ago, and we were just south of entering this gap, and now we have fully entered it. So in my opinion, that's the trade. 275, you break that candle high, you have the isolated pivot right here, and you have that indecision print. That is VPA 101 on stopping volume and potential reversal signals right there. So that is A+, triple plus on that front for a potential long, and I think it can be continued. So maybe I'm going to grab some shares, most definitely on that. Nothing crazy, just a handful to get some skin in the game, because this is a great opportunity that we can look to take advantage of there on UNH. So yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at again, from a 5-minute standpoint, and just still continuing to bleed. Now trading at our climb higher, 290, absolute, 291s and change, almost there, Obi. So it's looking really strong, and I think this strength can continue. I know the news along it isn't the best, but when you have stopping volume like that, there's people on the other side of the trade that say, that's enough. We're not climbing any lower. Let's see if we can get continue this bounce, I should say, in UNH.
Yeah, the bids coming in. You got to take a look at the daily chart. Wow, the bids coming in here on the market as well. Look at that.
Big time.
ES, fresh highs there on the ES. So definitely some strong tailwind here on these markets. Nasdaq, not as much of a push, but take a look at Nvidia. That thing is absolutely crazy there, pushing right back up to 135s. Oh boy. And this UNH squeezing into the close, man. So we only have about 3 hours left in the trading day, and UNH continues to grind up on this bid. Absolutely wild here as we continue to push higher and higher. 292s incoming, and no sign of sellers stepping into UNH. It seems like the selling has been done. Seems like the selling's been done.
Yeah, it's done. I think it's done. Let's go. We got
You're looking at more of
more stock in the street.
More stock in the streets.
I'm Katina, man. Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. Yeah, Tesla breaking down. NVIDIA is still relatively strong. I'm going to be talking about this name for quite some time. I love it. I love these deals that Donald's striking with them. I like the AWS deal as well too. I think it was around 48 to 50 billion. The Saudis and UAE going into AWS. So and they also struck a $10 billion deal with AMD. So yeah, I like these names for the foreseeable future. I think it's just even more expansion for these companies. China, H20, never mind. It doesn't matter when you have the ability to almost import or export 1 million of these NVDA chips a year, or 500,000 a year. But it's starting to climb 135 and change now. We'll be going back towards the volume weighted average price. We are seeing this bounce in the market. I mean, it's been a choppy one relatively. So you can see big chop, a lot of choppiness right here, and then you get a big liquidity grab, and then you just kind of head back right into this range here. So you want to see that volume really step in. It is Friday. We've been putting in an absolute monster recovery off of these lows. The market's been trading fantastic. So these breaths are something that we want to see in a healthy market. Like, look at this recovery. I didn't think we would ever recover this fast. This is insane, 28% off of those lows. And now the NASDAQ is only a couple percentage points off of those all-time highs. So 4% off of that all-time high. And you can see it's just trading within this range. So a couple more positive catalysts, some more deals being struck from a tariff standpoint, then I would not be surprised to see this market go to an all-time high, Obi.
Yeah, I think we're almost there, right? We're almost there, and we've already seen some tickers already start to push fresh highs as well. Again, I think Palantir might have been one of them.
Robinhood,
Uber might have been one of them. And sure, they're not necessarily large caps or strong players in terms of constituents in the market, but again, we're starting to see some of that push there towards some fresh highs on a few strong tickers. So I think that's something to keep in mind, something to consider as well going forward. But yeah, we could be back at all-time highs. Remember, I was talking about just last week. I was like, yeah, we could be back up there in a couple of months, no doubt. We could be back there next week.
Yeah,
you never know.
Absolutely.
If we continue to gap up and push and gap up and push, some strength coming back into the market, we can very easily kind of retrace some of those. And you got to remember, the whole time we were selling off aggressively, and that initial kind of selling started to come in, or the aggressive selling started to come in due to tariff uncertainties, right? And now we're starting to get that air kind of clearing up a little bit, and we're seeing the clear sentiment shift as well in the market. So it's like, yeah, when markets are affected by politics like crazy, things can change pretty fast as well. That's what I've kind of learned. So
yeah, I agree with you 100% there, brother. I don't know why I got for some reason Jim Cramer is on here now.
You seen that? I think it was was it Jim Cramer? It said something about him calling the bottom in like 06 or 08 or something like that. I think that.
I definitely wasn't trading in 06 or 08. I think I wasn't very old. I think I was 14 years old.
Okay. And it was at 6. Oh yeah. That guy called. Okay, he called it. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so he was saying he used to trade on the floor with what's his name? Mark Haynes at the time when that top was called, so when that bottom was called, and yeah. So unfortunately, Mark Haynes is no longer with us, RIP. But it seems like both of them kind of called it together. Nvidia back above 135, so that's strength coming into the market.
Look at the volume step in on it as well too, Obi. I guess we could just have the whole day and just talk about NVDA, I guess, because this is just going back to being the king of kings, in my opinion. And again, we're still down about 10, 15% off of those all-time highs, maybe not even now, 11% off of those all-time highs. But look at this monster run that we've seen, up over 60% from the current lows. 53.5 there, so roughly. So yeah, really great stuff here. But we are range trading, right? We don't want to just go absolutely parabolic all the time, even though it does seem nice. Because if you see it in the likes of Meta, right? I remember everybody was all excited about that 16-day green streak or that run that Meta went on. Well, then look what happened following that. There, Obi, is just boom, one of the harder hit stocks. Especially after that big move there from peak to trough of down a 35% haircut. And that's not necessarily something you want to see. I like seeing healthy price action, breadth, buy some of these dips, and look for the continuation to the strong side. So a big recovery here in Meta. It's a good sign. And then same thing with going back to the King of Kings itself, NVDA. Looking for a pullback in that one, and we're going to be grabbing some more shares. But QUBT tanking, Amazon heading back towards those lows, as we were just kind of talking about some of the mag names. And the the Qs. Let's see what the Qs are up to, if they're holding up relatively strong. From a 5-minute standpoint to see what's going on there. So yeah, it's still hovering around VWAP, but SPY definitely being led by the financial sector there. OBXLF really strong today.
Yeah, so got to keep an eye out on some of the sectors that could potentially be moving around these markets. So thank you. It's always a good look to kind of stay attuned there. But yeah, markets coming in right here to the highs there. Nasdaq though, nothing too crazy, man. Like it's like the ES is pushing, Nvidia is pushing, but the Nasdaq's still kind of chopping sideways in its consolidation. We've kind of been within this range since about 11:30 here on the Nasdaq. So that's something to consider there. But yeah, individual names, coming in with some of their individual volatilities. And again, that's why I think that stocks are great vehicles to look for opportunities there. But you can see the Nasdaq, the futures, not really doing too much on the Nasdaq. ES, yes, very, very directional, very strong on the day. So that thing is coming in quite nice as well. So you gotta show me what you guys are trading in the chat. So we know there's a lot people still talking about SPCE, bro. Yeah. Is this thing still going?
Yeah,
because SPCE. Let's take a quick look at that. Wow, look at that. 664 highs on SPCE. So absolutely wild right there. That thing continues to go. That's it. Again, I asked you guys for any earnings names that I might have missed, and you guys definitely delivered on that. And SPCE definitely one to watch out for on the day today as it continues to push higher and higher, and some fresh highs as of right now. The highest high right now is 664, but as of right now, trading at $6.21, Joe. So definitely a missed op on my part. Today I only traded Google, Nvidia, and now UNH, I guess. Just waiting, being patient for the next trade. Wasn't patient enough for UNH, but let's see if this one will end up cooking for us.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So guys, we'll just go over what we traded here on the day. I'm back into some Tesla. I like it bouncing. The market's starting to climb higher. You can see the Qs heading into some key resistance zones, and we're getting a small bounce here off the lows in TSLA via TSLL. So that's working out. But you can see we started 1 for 1 here, and one and 0. So that was a profitable one. We got stopped out about 3% or 30% maybe of the position, but we took some off there, and then we entered again, and as soon as it cracked VWAP, we got out. So now my entry is just right back to where my previous exit was. So we're looking to take a stab, because if the market wants to get rolling, this is something you don't want to miss out on. So yeah, we're starting really small in Tesla. If it starts to work, then bang. UNH starting to pull back here as well too.
Yeah, a little bit of a pull.
All right, nice. That's good to see.
And like, I don't know how far it's going to run. It's obviously, it's kind of like squeezing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, there's also, what I was just about to get at is the oversold aspect of it. But
there's also risk management, which I should probably be doing a little bit better.
But that's all right. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Yeah, Katina. Well, I was saying to Katina, man, when everything wasn't working that good, I had no shutdown essentially on the day because everything was at 0. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. Nice. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, obviously, but. Yeah, here we go. Tesla starting to move higher. NVDA just doing those things. I took a couple stabs on it earlier in the day, guys, but the banger for me was QUBT. That was the hot stock. I started red on it. This was my initial entry, but then we got that whole move to the top side, guys, which is a really nice trade on QUBT. Caught that whole move from the bottom to these highs, and still got out around that high a day right there. So yeah, that was the big one here for me. Red on it, red to green on it for this QUBT. Just adding size throughout it, letting those theses work. And you hear me talk about it all the time. When I'm in the zone, I just try to add into these winning positions. I learned that from these guys. The guy to the right of me, Brankles and Jose and Wayner back there, just said, yeah, Joe, just continuously add. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, and you've seen that reflected in my day-to-day trading. When my theses are working and they're planning out, I try to make my winners as big as possible, and I'm glad that I had the ability to do that. I essentially more than doubled. I tripled. So I was down on QUBT, and then I just essentially what I lost right here, I tripled in profits with this single move there. But yeah, that's that there. On QUBT, let's go Tesla. Let's see if we can crack this trend line and head towards the top of this resistance zone. I'm going to be sitting in that. So yeah, I'm going to be patient. Maybe an add opportunity as well too, because why not? If it's working, let it work. So yeah, what do you got going on there, Obi?
Nothing much, man. Just watching this market rip up. So more fresh legs and fresh highs on a lot of names here across the board. And again, like I said, I only got a few on watch here. Nvidia, obviously watching that one. Nvidia is blasting to the upside as of right now, and so are these futures, man. Absolutely wild. The kind of pressure that we're starting to get into these names here. So yeah, coming into the last couple of hours of the trading session. Again, it's also the end of the week. Got to keep that in mind. Yep. And yeah, so can we expect a little bit of volatility? Sure. I think it's more than within range there to expect volatility at the beginning and the end of the week. It's candle formation. It's like you're forming the end of the candle on the weekly. Maybe you get a little bit of shake and bake on the moves there, right? So yeah, definitely well within range. Wow, UNH comes right back into 290s. All right, so I'm going to be patient for that one, but it seems like this market tailwind is definitely not helping me out here on this UNH as we pull back into those 290s. But again, that 291.75 current day high, and a reversion to VWAP on Nvidia definitely worked out pretty well, as that came in pretty hot there. But yeah, you can see there was a bit of a delayed reaction here on the Nasdaq as well. You can see Nvidia started pushing much earlier than the Nasdaq kind of broke out, and then we get that right there. There is that pressure coming in even stronger as I speak. 135.60 now trading on Nvidia. So oh boy, this market is going crazy. Where the longs at? I have no idea. You got anything long?
Yeah, I'm long Tesla, brother. Yeah, I'm long Tesla at the bottom of this range here, but it's starting to pull back, and it's just continuously rejecting this trend line. As my guy Neil likes to trend down right here. So you can see another rejection of it. I'm long roughly around here, so I do have a little bit of room. I took a small bit off here, starting really small. But yeah, big time rejection coming back into the zone. But XLF must be flying because the SPY is just putting in a monstrous day, and that's exactly what we want to see here. Yeah, so there you go. XLF putting in a new high day, trading around 51 and change there. Dude, I'm pretty sure I bought Selena some XLF a while ago. I told her you can't be buying stuff off Amazon all the time. You gotta buy Amazon and then buy.
Yeah, there you go. You got to make Amazon pay for that.
Yeah,
Amazon.
well, Katina Man taught me that one, to be honest with you. Yeah, so shout out to him. So yeah, there's XLF, guys. She was grabbing it in the lows. DCA'd for her as well, too, on that one. But yeah, here we go. Down only 1% off of those all-time highs is XLF. Let's look at my favorite friend, JP Morgan, something that I wish I owned. So only a couple percentage points off of those all-time highs as well, too. I know Katina Man likes JP Morgan. We all like JP Morgan. So from a low of 200, all the way up to around 269 right now, guys. So really good look and a big time recovery in some of these financial names. So that's exactly what I want to see. Come on, Tesla. We had that little bit of a volume spike here. Let's pull up the 5-minute time frame to see. See, that's the thing, right? The volume profile not supporting a continued breakout right now. But it is on the Qs. As you can see, that volume really started to step up. So that's a positive sign because the NVDA is just continuing to climb higher and just going absolute beast mode once again. So that's exactly what I want to see, right back into that 135.5 roughly level. But yeah, nice recovery here. Let's see if we can get it on the backside of this trend here on Tesla, and then that can give us an opportunity to add into the position, Obi.
Yeah, I think, like I said again, there are definitely names in the current environment that are pretty much in play more often than not. Tesla is definitely one of those names. Nvidia, definitely one of those names. And I would argue that more recently, I'd say the futures are definitely within those names as well. And ones to keep an eye out on daily, just for potential opportunities that could present themselves, right? So yeah, just watching these futures here, watching this UNH pretty closely as the bids kind of started to dissipate a little bit here. But yeah, going into the end of the day, again, that bid can just come right back in, and we can push to the highs. I have no idea on this trade right here. I'm clearly, obviously, like I was definitely wrong getting in so early. It's finally kind of starting to dissipate on the bid, so this is probably a little bit better of an area to start to indulge into the trade. But again, going into the close here, I do want to stay wary, kind of getting in on the front side of the move. But you can see how strong these futures are as well. ES printing above 59.65 high a day as of right now. So got to keep it on watch, man.
Got to keep it on watch, guys. All right, let's check it out here. In sports, playing flexibility is everything. At ProfitX, you can see the order book just like a financial exchange. Pick your spot and customize the odds to fit your risk. Why settle for a single offered price when you can set your own? Plus, our own mobile interface makes it easy to play on the go. ProfitX, where you can call the shots anytime, anywhere. Users can use code TraderTV to get our sign-up offer of 2% cash back up to $300. So there you go, guys. Go check out ProfitX, especially if you're looking to trade some hockey games tonight. So I know Neil and the boys are.
You do a lot of sports betting?
Me, no. I used to do.
You ever bet on the sports that you do watch or like you're excited about watching?
Yeah, I don't need to put money on it to watch UFC or watch the Leafs or anything along those lines. Yeah, I love watching UFC and stuff like that. So, what was I going to say? When I was younger, I would bet like the basic pro lines and stuff like that. But when it got to the online stuff, I think maybe I had a bet 365 or something like that, but not for long. ProfitX is the way to go, obviously now. But yeah, once in a while, I remember for a bit I was just doing straight UFC pro lines. I don't know, do they have pro line in the States? I think so. But yeah, other than that, no, I never really got big into sports gambling or anything like that. How about you? Well, I'm asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, no, I've never
you can
really
bet on
been
esports. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I know that. I've never really got into any of that. But
I think you can bet on
Rocket League. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can bet on Rocket League. But yeah, no, the closest I've ever gone to that is just playing poker. Like that's the only kind of. Even though I would argue that depending on how you play it, it's not really gambling. But yeah, just poker's my game. But yeah. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really. So the thing is, I don't understand the market well enough to be like, okay, yeah, I feel confident betting on these sports.
It's
a whole different market, and I know people make money, running books and stuff. Like, I think that might be a little.
There you
bit
go.
more edge.
Obi said it. I mean, Neil said it perfect. Poker is a game of skill where you can choose to gamble. Wise words from a wise individual. UFC Canada, you mean UFC Montreal? I mean, we have multiple places in Canada, but yes, I did watch some of UFC Montreal, if that's what you're asking me there, my friend. And my boys were messaging me, I think in July, there's just a massive fight card. There's a lot of big fights going on. Usyk, Dubois, and some big UFC fights as well. Oh yeah, my guys Sean O'Malley and Dvalishvili too. All right, let's go here. Enough of that sports talk, Obi. We're starting to break out here on Tesla, guys. We did crack and put in a new high there. This is exactly what we want to see. Okay, I'm gonna bid something. Actually, I'm gonna offer something up here around 1527s there, Obi, to see if we can catch that on the ask. We came right back in, so maybe a slight liquidity grab. I'm gonna take about 10% off right there, brother. Nothing, just dealing with some really small size right now, guys. All right, so I got that order out. You can see that displayed. So if we tap into 27s again on this market push higher, then we're going to be involved on that. But a big time recovery here in NVDA. APLD still continuing to climb. Amazon doing the total opposite, really. So holding the market back. So yeah, that's that. 6TO I was impressed with. Jazz Nvidia, she looked really good, to be honest with you. I agree with that, especially against Jessica Andrade. I thought maybe Andrade would just have the power, because I seen Jazz Nvidia was slightly, in her past fight, she was slow, but I mean, she's on a 6-fight win streak. Mike Malott was looking good too, so the Canadians showing up. And Marc-Andre Barrios, did you see that KO of Bruno Silva? That was nice, right? I wasn't expecting that from Marc-Andre, the Montreal native himself. So yeah, that was a good card. I like the Canadians. They showed up on that front. So yeah, so on the blockchain, Chimaev, Duplessis, I can't wait for that fight. I'm really curious to see who's going to win that. Nazardine Amanov is backing that one up. He's going to be the backup fighter just in case anything happens. But yeah, IBIT heading right back towards these highs. Let's see if this breakout can be sustained here on Tesla, Obi. If we got our, we have an offer out here at that 1527 there. Let's see if we can catch a fill. But here's Bitcoin also heading back towards these highs.
Yeah, this is another name that I kind of forgot about. And again, I think you guys might have talked about it a little earlier, but SMCI. Again, it's been a little bit in play over the past few days, right there. Again, them getting deals again with the Saudis there. I think they got about like 10 billion or something, some deal like that. But we saw some volume coming in on that earlier this week, and we're seeing a little bit of consolidation, just holding levels is what I'm seeing here, holding higher highs or higher lows as well, a little bit there on SMCI. So this one could be something to watch out for going into next week as well. We know that this week it's given us some decent opportunities on both the long side and the short side. But again, very much in play, SMCI. Let's take a quick look at some of the other volume leaders on the day and see what they've been up to here. There's a SPCE finally taking a little bit of a pullback, but yeah, Nvidia is going to be on the top of this list. Wow, look at that thing go, man! Absolutely crazy strength there on Nvidia. Wow, so QBTS. Wow, that thing came all the way back. I don't know if you saw that.
I'm glad I got
beautiful.
it.
What a beautiful reversion there.
When you make 39K.
Yeah, well, every time it sells off, you can use that argument. But you can see that in the morning session, you had that crazy bid, and then now we reverted, and now we're reverting the reversion. So let's see how far that'll get there on QBTS. Beautiful stuff there. SMCI doing some things as well. QUBT, distinctly different. Look at that. There's a distinct difference. QUBT has not sold off as aggressively. We saw both these tickers looking very similar in the morning session, now distinctly different as they've disconnected. So maybe something afoot there, but you'd have to look really close because it might be quantum. All right, so SPCE, There's that pullback I was talking about on SPCE. Let's see if that cracks and trades a little bit lower. Archer, oh boy, this thing had earnings recently, I think. Yeah, they had earnings. This was on my watch. This is what I mean. This is the delay, kind of look, the trend off of earnings holds and it continues beautifully. And look at that. Archer is a great example of that one. A little bit of a chop and price compression happening on the day today. You can see that nice little compression. Let's see how that one kind of carries forward. Rigetti, again, looking distinctly different from the rest of its companions in its sector as well as Rigetti. Okay, AAPLD, that thing is grinding to the upside. Applied Digital. So yeah, interesting stuff on that one. Let me know in the chat. Have you guys been trading any of these tickers? Oh boy, what is this? This looks like it's a buyout right here. INZY. Probably is because it's trading like one. Palantir, $4? Yeah, $4 cash deal. Cash deal, $4 cash deal. Thank you, Neil. And current day high is 396 on that one there. So that's INZY. Palantir, again, nothing too crazy. HIMS, oh boy, let's take a higher time frame on this one because I know this one's been moving around. Oh boy, look at that, beautiful. Earnings comes in, another earnings continuation kind of ticker here on HIMS. So beautiful stuff. These earnings, man, some of the best catalysts in the market, it would seem. We kind of already knew that, didn't we? So we kind of already knew that, though. Yeah. Some of the best catalysts in the market are earnings and maybe intraday news.
Yeah, I love earnings. I love earnings season. Find some orderly PA within the markets, and that's what we're seeing displayed here. No questioning that. Let's go. Tesla coming back to test that downtrend line. We're still sitting on just a little bit under 50% of this position, and I like that we're just below the volume weighted average price. NVDA putting in its first red candle right now in the past half an hour. SPY put in a new high day. It is ahead of the Qs, which is a good sign. We like that. Amazon putting in a potential bottoming signal as well too. There, my guy Gore of Los Polios, and all my other VPA traders in the chat. Then shout out to Gore, man. That guy's just fully taken a grasp of the VPA trading style and just modified it into his own. And that's the thing about trading. You got to implement your own DNA. You can see the way we trade certain things, but you can't mimic, you can't mirror trade. You want to insert your own DNA into your own trading style and be able to accomplish some of the things that some of you guys in the chat have been doing. I know Havana Woody, this guy's sending me grok stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh man, this is fantastic material. I personally don't know half the stuff of what's referring into there, and he's showing me some great coding stuff with grok, and then you got Gorev who's sending me his trades as well too, using VPA to a T, just getting a grasp on the whole concept of it as well. So yeah, just a great participation from everybody in the chat, and continue to do what you guys are doing and keep working hard. I think you're most definitely in the right spot. We'll talk a lot about what we got going on and whether we're winning or we're losing. It doesn't matter. You get it displayed live here, Obi, and we're still sitting in on this TSLA. The tape is relatively strong, and that's a positive sign. That's exactly what I want to see. UNH, it is starting to pull back here, Obi, so that's a positive sign. I see your average is 286.15, so we're just slightly above that. That's nothing crazy. Hopefully you can get that move back towards the volume weighted average price. Yep. That's, I'm assuming, going to be your primary target on there. So yeah, good luck, and yeah, show them what you got going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, a little bit of, like I said, like a little bit of the bid dissipating there. But again, we're chopping on top of 286s as of right now, so I do want to keep that in mind. Like, look at that. The strength coming right back in, 288s, 289s trading as of right now. So as we're speaking, it just wiped up another dollar, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, if this thing is capable of having moves like this, I do want to stay a little bit patient to see if the bigger picture action is potentially coming in or not. But yeah, that's a strong bid going into the last 30 minutes of this hour. So yeah, nice little push up there. About 12 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to print right here. What's happening?
Katina, man, he's long NVDA.
Ooh, from... Let's go. The flip up.
135. There you go, 135,
nice.
35 there, and I mean, this thing's, it's moving, right? Like that volume is definitely, like look at this 5-minute profile right here, guys. You can see it relative for the past couple of hours, right? It's low, and then it just, as you break through key resistance zones, that volume really starts to pick up, and that's exactly what you want to try to do. We talk about it day in and day out, is just follow that volume, and you're going to be putting a lot more probability in your favor, and that's the name of this game. It's a probability game, Obi.
Yeah, for sure. This is it's all about probabilities, and it's like, part of the job is like assessing the changing probabilities, right? It's like, okay, like how valuable is this trade for me, or like, you know, things are changing consistently, and that's why like I feel like a lot of people use poker as a good kind of analogy or even practice for trading in terms of decision making based off of changing probabilities, right? It's like as you're presented with new pieces of information, how do you change your decision making so that you can kind of come out on top? Wow, that's some aggressive action there.
Let's go
on Nvidia as that thing rips. 136 is, oh boy, there's that pressure coming in. So shout out to Sean for having that long on Nvidia. Oh boy, what a flip up. Was that 134 halves? Was that low? I think 134 halves in and around there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wind up losing.
Yeah, it went back up, but again, got to stay nimble as well. And Sean definitely showing us that flipping back into the long for that level hold. And yeah, that aggressive, like look at the strength, man, and the volume as well. That volume and strength came in real hot, real hot. So
this is exactly what we want to see. Meme crazy. I mean, this is what happens. You're just striking, the deal maker himself, as Branko likes to call him, just striking deals with these chips.
Art of the deal.
Across the pond, and I love seeing it. Katina's loving it as well, too. I don't know how much I'm going to be talking about it. If you just need to, you're long 343 Tesla?
But Shopify knew it. 110.
let's go.
Like, let's go. I mean, this is what we want to see. Some solid bull market stuff, guys. Glad that Katina Man's killing it. We're continuing to climb here. I have 33% of this TSLA trade. Sit on the, again, it's going for another breakout. This is crazy, Obi. Let's go back and see what we got going on from Tesla and how I just drew these wedges on this thing from a daily standpoint, and now it's breaking it multiple times. Never mind today. Let's go back. Like I'm not even drawing these now. So look at this one here. Oh, Obi, that was a fun one to catch here. I was red on this day, and then we got the break of it. So there you go. This is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, massive breakout of that channel to the downside. Look at that move. Another down one here. Happens again. Another downward move here. Another down channel. Breaks the backside of the channel. Boom, goes again. And then here we are. We're sitting in the same scenario, almost like for the fourth time this week. I don't know if I've ever documented that or I've seen that, but that is some cool stuff right there. So hopefully, hopefully you guys are taking advantage of some of these moves. So, oh yeah, sorry about that, Andre. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get into that right now. But first, I'm gonna take a little bit off here for the peeps as we go. Let's go. Even though I gotta be significantly heavier on that. But again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. When things are working out, then that's how you look at it. But I'm happy with that QUBT trade earlier in the morning, considering where I was sitting at from a P&L standpoint. But guys, Ozan, listen up. New traders, listen up as well too. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check that link in the description. So there we go. A hefty pullback here, guys. Totally justifiable in my opinion. We've seen this happen 4 times this week. That's quite a bit here. Again, for it to happen 4 out of 5 days this week, that is insane. And that's just for finding a system that's repeatable and you have the ability to just kind of come every day and look for certain things on the chart from a price action standpoint and take advantage of them there. He-Man, I know that's you, Payco. You can't hide Payco OR. You don't say anything in the chat except for what you come in with those. I know you've changed it from Payco OR to He-Man. So I know who you are. Don't get it twisted. What do you got going on?
Yeah, people out here with the name changes.
Yeah, you can't fool this one.
Yeah. You can't fool him. Can't fool him. All right, so yeah, Tempest AI, AO Lewis talking about TM. That's Pelosi's ticker, right? She's been involved in this one a little bit as of recent. One of the best traders of our time, of course, right? Yeah, nice. Wow, what a V-shape recovery on this one. Beautiful reversion happening on Tempest AI. So solid, good stuff there. Good look on that one. Wasn't really involved, but yeah, let's see what a higher time frame what this one has been up to. Again, it's been. I know that it's been on a decent uptrend since she's been involved. But let's take a look at how much further it's come. I think we were there for the IPO as well. I'm pretty sure I was there for the IPO on this ticker. Let's go higher time frame, 3 hours. Let's go 3 hours right here. Yeah, there's that IPO coming in June of last year. There it is. So yeah, we've been kind of maybe sideways chop, but it's been doing pretty okay, I guess. I guess it's not as uptrending as I thought it would be. But yeah, nice little sideways chop holding above some of those consolidation lows as well on TEM. So good look there. Mopar Life saying, why am I not talking about Lily today? Okay, let me just pull that back in. Let's take a quick look at what Lily has been up to. Go to 3-minute chart. Oh wow, nice little grind up today on Lily right there. So wow, nice little grind up there. Beautiful consolidation, breakout. 750s held. Hey, okay, all right. See you. Lily's coming in nice and hot. So yeah, Mopar Life. Good stuff. Pointing out that Lily relatively strong on the day today compared to some of these other tickers. One to watch out for. I'm still looking at this UNH, man. This UNH consolidating, consolidation low 286s, currently trading at 287 halves. The bid was quite aggressive for pretty much a decent amount of the session. But now we're consolidating, printing lower highs, building into what Sharif might like to call a flat bottom. On what? On 286s. And sitting right on top of my average. So maybe not the best, but mischief managed for the most part here. Let's see if we get any real follow through to the downside. VWAP though, VWAP, where is VWAP, you may ask? Again, no real target, but VWAP sitting at 280.24. No idea if that's gonna come in. Again, we could just bid right back up to high a day. I have no idea. But again, trade's finally working a little bit, so I'm gonna let that kind of settle in. But Nvidia, pulling back off of that 136 as of right now. So let's see what that one has in store for us. These futures, again, the ES got past its highs, but the NASDAQ couldn't really quite get there. So I do have some eyes on that, seeing if selling does step back in here on the NASDAQ. What else am I watching here? Other in-play tickers for me today. Again, UNH was definitely on one of them, but RTX was another one. But that thing, it has not been doing much. RTX, nothing too crazy today. Off the open, there was a nice flush that did come in. You can see yesterday is why I had eyes on it. Yesterday, very, very strong up and to the right, like Sharif likes to say, literally opening at the day low, closing at the day high. Do we get continuation coming into today? Not really, so not what I'm looking for on RTX, not what I'm looking for on RTX. So didn't really participate in that one, but definitely was a strong ticker yesterday to participate in. But this market, man, the ES is going, wow, Tesla's pulling back, so great outs on that one. You're totally out of that one?
No, I'm still in it.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
so solid outs on that one, getting out on the left side there.
I have like 20% left.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Market taking a little bit of a pullback right now.
Yeah, taking a pullback here, guys. A lot of people in the chat, I've been faked out 3 times calling it quits on iBit. Yeah, Danny Koo, I mean, yeah, I hear you. That's a good, right? It's a baseball rule, right? 3 strikes, you're out, that's it. Go find something else to trade. There's X amount of tickers in the market. You don't have to be fixated on one just because it's not working. Go find something that is in your realm and something that you find is setting up relatively well. But let's talk about what you like the 3 strikes out. You're out deal? Yeah. So there it is. Boom. And just go find something else. There's an unlimited basket of stocks essentially that you can trade. I mean, not all of them are tradable from an intraday standpoint, but just go find something. But yeah, again, so people are like, what's going on with Bitcoin? What's going on with Bitcoin? Do I have all the answers? No, but you can see that we've been trading within a specific range. I mentioned that we've been trading within about a $5,000 range, and that's what's going on right now. We're in a consolidation phase, so you can see that when we head towards the lows, they're being bought back up, and then when we head towards the highs of the range, they're just being sold off, right? So we want to sit on top of the range and then look for that breakout higher, but that's why until we either do a liquidity grab to the downside or we sit on top of this range with extreme strength and momentum really steps in, then that threw me off there, Fabian. Yeah, that's right. That's all funny. But yeah, that's the game plan, right? So for me personally, this is what I personally want to see, is that you can see us that we're trading in this range. I want to see a nice liquidity grab, an indecision print. That's going to give me the opportunity to add to the position, and then that's when we go for that high day break. There we go. Yeah, exactly, Fabian. I did that to myself. So yeah, so that's the game plan here with Bitcoin. I mean, we're still extremely long this name. I've been buying IPIT since the IPO, which was, let's go. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I really like that there, Obi. Dude, the day it came out.
Yeah, you could have bought the day it came out.
Yeah, I did. I literally started grabbing some the day it came out for the long term. And then as soon as it became optionable, I grabbed even more. And then I plan to grab even more at the break of this high here. So yeah, really liking where we're sitting here in this name. I think we're going to continue to climb in Bitcoin. We're just, again, really big up moves, consolidation phases in between. That's exactly what we're seeing. Sit on top of the range. Maybe we make a move for that all-time high, liquidity grab, and then we still make a move for the all-time high. So you can tell that I'm bullish on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, with the way it's been kind of consolidating, ramping back up, I think those all-time highs are relatively, I guess they're nearby, if not imminent, right?
Yeah.
I think we're definitely poised to see some higher prices on Bitcoin. Are they going to happen in the near future? I have no idea, but with the way it's been kind of building up and winding up, I think it's well within a range. But then again, I don't know anything. It's way above my pay grade there. But I guess the chart kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say that on Bitcoin there. But yeah, let me know what you guys are trading. UNH go to 400.
No, we don't want that.
AL saying, all right, well, let's not get to 400 that quickly. Is it? Yeah, that's probably
Brankles in the back.
There's probably Brankles there saying that. But yeah, I don't know about that. Let's not do that right now. That would be pretty bad for me. But again, let's see what UNH does into the close here. Like I said, that bid lasted for over an hour. Now this consolidation's lasting for over an hour here on top of 286s. We're still chopping and churning. Nothing too crazy as of right now. Hood saying David Clark. All right, let's see what's good in the hood here. Let's take a quick look at that one on Hood. And see, yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but yeah, sure, it's selling off. Maybe that's why you're pointing some attention to it, but you can see that we're still trading within the opening range there. And this has not done anything that significant on the day. Is it doing relative volume? Absolutely not. You can see that 5-period RVol on the bottom, we're doing 0.5 relative volume. So I don't know if I necessarily want to really get involved if it's not doing any sort of relative volume. But again, if you have a playbook that revolves around something like this, then yeah, definitely worth a look there on Hood. Let's see what else you guys are trading. QS, QuantumScape, yeah, I know, but not really technically part of the same quantum sector as like the Rigetti or the QUBT or anything like that, but you can see it's doing relative volume. It's doing maybe expanding relative volume if you compare it off of the open, and increasing volume as well as we push even higher here on Quantum Scape. Yeah, so Jeff Hosey saying, I hope UNH falls into the close. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I was a little too early. Was I a bad boy? I was a very good bad boy. But you know, it kind of came in. I might have been a little bad on it, but I get into the right side when it does come in as well. I know I saw some of you guys saying in the chat saying, "Oh, he doubled down." Yeah, I did. It was not in full size there, and I was like, okay, well, if this is gonna run, it's like crazy, then I do want to pack a little bit more. But did I hold it a little too wide? For sure, I did. I for sure held it way too wide, a little uncomfortable. But, you know, it is what it is. Trying to do multiple things here at once. But we're still kind of consolidating. On top of that, 286s for now. So we have not really gotten anywhere, but the market's taking a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see if that comes in. Nvidia back down. It loves this 135, bro. This 135 area, as of right now, a lot of chop and churn, maybe some taking up or dealing maybe with some liquidity here in the 135 before we move on. To where? I have no idea where we move on to.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'll be watching for.
Yeah, I think at that 135. Yeah, so see, this is why we're moving in kind of in the fashion that we are right now, guys. So you can see these massive supply zones here, as Obi was just referring to. There's a lot of liquidity at 135, 136. So just keep that in mind there. So that see why we're kind of chopping around those ranges. But what I want to touch on here is, I believe it was around the 120 or something. The high 20s are something along those lines, where last week we seen a massive amount of open interest on the chain, and yeah, we don't see that anymore. So there you go. That's now lifted to 140. Wow, let's go. Oh wow, on this expiration cycle. So there you go. Let's see if those roll over to next week, guys. If these 140s start lifting, Nvidia is going to continue to climb. So this is what I want to see. We've been looking at this. We've been monitoring Nvidia's options chain for the past little bit. All right. So what I want to reference is the fact that when we first started looking at it, we had a lot of open interest in the teens. And I'm like, okay, let's be patient. Let's wait until we get that rollover until the next expiration cycle. And then we've seen it start to get lifted into the higher teens. And then the next cycle was, okay, in the 20s. And then now that we see 100,000 at 140, this is exactly the type of bullish price action I want to see from a daily standpoint. And if next week we come back and we see them at 145 or even 142, 141, that is a good sign for me. And that's exactly what I want to see. But you can tell that 135, 136 is the reason why we're just chopping within this range here on NVDA today, guys. So yeah. Expiring, let's see where it finishes. I think the imbalances are going to be relatively important today as well, too. So just keep an eye on that. We're still sitting in that little bit of Tesla that we had remaining. If it comes back to our break even, you can see that we're positioned relatively well on that front. Again, I wasn't expecting a big time move like we've seen in the past couple of days, where we broke that downtrend and then just went absolutely parabolic. We do have some liquidity issues at that 350 level, and it's been respected here on the daily. So yeah, that's that there, guys. If there's anything you want us to go over, I mean, we got 10 minutes left on the day. You'll catch me on the afternoon rundown as well. But if there's anything that you guys want to go over, then by all means, just put it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to do that. MU, bang, just like that quick. Okay, I like that, nice and quick. MU, let's pull up Micron here, guys. 97 and change here, 97.81. Oh, see, all right, so this isn't horrible, right? So if you can just play these channels, sitting on whatever trend, but then you have a big time resistance zone on that front there. Who put it in there? Jennifer. So you can see a nice forming higher lows there. That's a positive signal. But we do have some big resistance. What I will do for you is pull up the chain and see what that's telling us from a Micron standpoint, and if there's a justification on why we're specifically knocking on the door of 98 and can't get past it. And it's not telling me anything right now. So 101 has the most, 95 has the most open interest there on MU, but nothing from a chain standpoint telling me that, hey, we got a massive supply zone here on Micron Technologies there, guys. So yeah, thank you for that one. Palantir. All right, what about Apple? Okay, we'll do Apple, even though you got timed out and you did actually. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling generous today. We'll do Apple. All right, we'll take a look at Apple. Again, we couldn't breach and hold the volume weighted average price. Really weak first hour opening drive there. We'll pull it up from a daily standpoint, and then we'll take a look at Palantir. But yeah, see, the thing is with Apple, and they got a lot going on with Google. Google paying them about 20% of their total service revenue, and they want to move on to their own AI kind of front there. So again, lagging, and you can see it reflected in Google's price action as well too. So, but yeah, maybe you start to fill this gap, but it's not participating with the overall market recovery. I mean, we are off of those lows, but we've seen the likes of Nvidia and Tesla really, really strong recoveries, and we're not just getting that from Apple and Google just yet there, Obi.
Yeah, I think again, I just got back from a little bit of a break, and that 286 is still holding as of right now. So absolute level hold on UNH on top of 286s. Surprise, surprise. On UNH as of right now. So reverting that action from earlier. So the reversion has come in. Let's see if it follows through below that 86 as of right now. But we're chopping up. Like I said, we're building lower highs into this level. The market's starting to turn a little bit right now as well. So we're going to keep that into consideration. Let's see if we get that aggressive kind of selling coming in. VWAP is coming back in here on Nvidia as well. So I'm just waiting for VWAP to come in here on UNH. I don't know if it's going to come in as this consolidation absolutely strong. Just a level hold. There's a bid on 286s apparently. That is relentless as of right now. So we're going to continue to watch that and see if that buyer kind of steps down or not. Again, we know this ticker has been selling off day after day after day. Absolutely beautiful swing short. Can there be strong buyers? I think so, and they've shown themselves already. We talked about that strong bid that kind of came in, right? So that the buying is definitely there as of right now, but the question becomes, is it enough to give us a higher day on the intraday, right? Or have we kind of exhausted a little bit of the buying for the intraday as of right now? I have no idea. But these are questions that kind of are like in my head, and I'm kind of ruminating over as I watch this price action and try to parse through the changing probabilities. We talk about the changing probabilities. Probabilities are definitely changing with the kind of price action giving us new information every few minutes. So if you guys want to see what this looks like on a 3-minute chart, you can see UNH right here. Nice little flat bottom right there on UNH. So let's see if that potentially comes in. Like I said, this could go multiple ways. We could just snap back up, or we could crack lower, we could false break. So many different iterations of this price action that's possible. I have no idea what's going to happen. But we'll wait and see. The probabilities, again, they can stack for or against you. But that 186 is being stacked against right now. So let's see if there's any follow through. No idea. No idea what it's gonna do. But with the market pulling back a little bit, maybe that gives us a little bit of tailwind. But the market pulling back is not giving any tailwind to QuantumScape, because apparently we're just buying up. We're buying up anything that has the name quantum in it today. As you can see, QUBT, it did that. QBTS also did that.
Yeah, they're tongue twisters, man. That's
QBTS, there you go. Wow, reversion of the reversion of the reversion. What a beautiful pop on that one there. So
lots of
opportunities.
Lots of reverting.
Lots of reversions in this market.
Lots of reversions in this market, man. I mean, well, I guess we've been going up, so I don't want to revert anything along those lines. But yeah, I mean, full of. Okay, yeah, AB. You get a timeout for that one. I'm glad.
I've seen that guy in there a couple of times. I totally just ignore him.
Yeah.
You're not worth my time.
Yeah, adios, muchachos. I gave him 300.
You're not even worth me mentioning you on the street.
I gave him 300 seconds. I'm giving him 24 hours. How's that one there?
24 hours?
Yeah, 24
He's not going to be back till Monday.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what happens when you talk smack about my boy.
Oh,
man.
boy.
Get timed out like a child. You don't want to get timed out like a child now, do you? So then be professional. That's what we try to do here day in and day out. Obi comes out here, he's putting on trades, I'm putting on trades. We show you guys if we win or lose, right? Like, come on, you think we want to hear you guys nabbing in our ear on the side as well too? It's obviously a part of the gig, but come on, show some courtesy. You know what I mean? We show you when we win or lose. How do you think we feel? So if you're sitting at home and you're losing and you feel like garbage, and we're on air and we have a couple of losing trades, how do you think we feel? We're like, man,
it's a balancing act.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. Absolutely, we want to put on good trades for you guys, and sometimes that always doesn't happen. So yeah. Let's go over our trades here on the day, guys. We only got about 3 minutes left here. Even though we do owe them some overtime, we're going to. Yeah. Neil. All right.
What?
So yeah, I was gonna mention it, but Neil made sure that I remember we owe.
We're not going back till 206? Is that what it is? 203. 203 was what it was. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
We don't play
That's
that
okay.
game. We don't play that game around here. Oh, we send it back at 2. No, I'm always playing. We'll go over it till whenever we need to. But yeah, let's just do a little quick trade review, guys. This was the first initial trade here on Tesla, on TSLA, and then we took another attempt here, got stopped out, but then we just get right back in and try one more time, but just using smaller size on these ones. QUBT was definitely the trade of the day. For me personally, a nice breakout in this name, and you can see that one took us 2 attempts to get the ball rolling, entry 1, and then we just continuously added, got right back in, and then we catch that whole trend there, which was a really nice one. And then a couple small attempts here on Nvidia, my 2x leverage friend. I love these leverage products. Attempt 1 with the ad. We get stopped out. I think I punched. Yeah, I did. I punched this one by accident. I meant to type in a different ticker, and I got in and got out right away. And then we took another little stab right there. So I've only traded 3 names on the session, and that's how it is. So yeah, let's see what everybody else is up to. Yeah, exactly. Marco Hernandez. You know what's going on there. Joseph, can I still smack talk about the Leafs? Yeah, Sippo Sunshine. I guess you can smack talk about the Leafs. Rightfully so. I guess they're deserving of it. I don't know yet.
Boy.
Yeah, who do we need to take Carr off of? I don't know what that means.
They were, well, you know, I don't really follow sports, but I feel like I heard they were doing well, and then the last game wasn't great.
You know how the market turns on a dime? How you can have a lot of fun, and then the next minute Donald Trump truths something, and you're on the wrong side of the trade? That's essentially what happened with the Leafs, yeah.
So did he tweet something, or?
Well, yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, like there must have been something tweeted because the boys didn't show up on Wednesday there, so they decided to take the day off.
It was so funny. I saw. I think it was on Instagram. Some guy he went into the Leafs locker room, and he was like spraying like holy water on everything. Did you see that?
Whatever it is, man. We need to, I don't know.
Like maybe more of that needs to happen.
Yeah,
because that happened last game.
We need more holy water on the Leafs there. But yeah, that's the tickers that I traded here today. Yeah. Only 3 names, nothing crazy, but they worked out. You're starting to get that move back there, Obi. Let's see what you got going on.
It's coming in. The timing in this is very interesting. But I think it was Clark in the chat basically saying that the consolidation base on UNH is my cost basis. Yes, that is very much correct and very interesting as well. But again, just watching it consolidate again. If that buyer kind of steps down, then we may look for that continuation down towards VWAP. But we're kind of consolidating, chopping that $0.50. On top of 286s. The market looking like it's trying to sell off there, maybe a little bit of a curl, but again, UNH kind of doing its own thing. So I do have to kind of, take that information with a grain of salt, right? UNH is definitely doing kind of its own thing on the day today. So that's all I really have on watch. Again, we traded some Nvidia, traded some Google, was a very bad good boy on UNH, and that's potentially coming in now as well. So I'll hold on to that one, see where that one will take us. But it's been a solid day. Lots of opportunities in this market. So hopefully you guys had a great time with us. But don't go anywhere. Because you know what's about to happen.
We don't know.
You know what's about to happen. I hear Neil saying, I don't know why you're wrapping up. But the wrap-up sometimes can take 2 minutes.
It can take 2 minutes.
The wrap-up can take 2 minutes.
You want to leave in fashion.
Yeah, right? So sometimes, you got to talk slow. You got to speak to the people. What am I doing this weekend? I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm doing this weekend.
Playing it by ear?
Playing by ear,
right.
Let's see. Whatever could happen.
Can happen. And will happen.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, all right.
Last quarter on top of 286s. No idea whether or not that's going to crack. Here we go. Oh, you guys can't see the tape there. Oh boy, let me pull up the tape for you guys right there. UNH trades on the nicey. All right, cool, nice. There it is, trading below 286s now. By the time I pulled up the tape, we're already trading at 285s. Do I really need to be watching the tape? I don't know, but the chart is speaking volumes. So Let's see if we can get down to VWAP. VWAP right here on both charts I have sitting at 280. Let's see if we can drop down another 4 points there on UNH. We consolidated for quite a long while. If you measure the distance between the consolidation low and the breakdown, we consolidated for 45 minutes. So anyone and everyone who was a buyer for 45 minutes might be underwater. So just keeping that in mind.
I don't know if I can display this. I'm in short here now anyways. What is this guy up to here now, man?
Ooh.
Milo, I don't see. Can we see?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'll show it to you there, Obi. My guy is on the
Go back,
coffee
go,
table.
pull it back, pull it back, pull it back.
What are you doing, brother? You're not allowed up there.
You're too close, you're too close.
man.
Yeah, you got to pull it back a
Pull
little
it up
bit.
here. You look at my guy. What is he doing?
Put it by your face. Put it by your,
my face.
there
we
you go. There you go. Right there.
Like
There.
brother. Like brother.
Where's he at? I don't see. That's him on the table.
That's him on the table. Like
boy.
brother, get off the table. And he's lucky I'm not home because he'd be off that table really, really
He's
quick.
he's still learning. He's still learning.
Yeah, well, he'd be learning even faster.
He's like chewing on something.
No, he's not chewing on anything.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, there we go. We got that picture there from my guy up there. Oh, and there's my barbecue. Zoom in there one more time there for me.
Barbecue? Oh yeah, we got to see the barbecue. We got to see the barbecue.
Yeah, all right. No more camera clips. All right, but yeah, now they owe us. I remember now that Neil has recalled us him owing 3 minutes.
Oh, boy.
He owes us now approximately another 30 seconds before we send it off to the big boys.
Yes, sir.
Katina Man's shaking his head. Best believe on Monday we're going to be collecting those debts, guys. Have a solid weekend.
See you guys.
Enjoyed the show.
Yeah, appreciate it. But there's a clock at the bottom, and it still has a 3 on it. So that means you don't.
We went over like almost close to 4 minutes.
Yeah, let's not get this
I'm
twisted
just trying,
for a
I'm just
second.
trying to.
No, you're not.